as well.
Get a fan.
Yeah.
What up? What up? Welcome back to the To Be Fair Show. I am your host, Johnny P.
Over here, real.
It's Q.
And we back. Welcome back. Another show. Got another season coming up very soon. Y'all get ready. Season 5 coming. Before we get started, I want to tell everybody tap into us on socials. Follow us at the To Be Fair Show. We on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment below. Let us know what y'all thinking. I'm finna catch another dub.
Not finna happen.
They done put me in another seat trying to get me off my rhythm, but
nah, I won cool. Last, bro.
Whatever. Let's get it.
So,
fuck
this.
Y'all,
you be practicing or something.
Y'all see it, man. No, it's psychology.
It could be psychology. I bet.
But I'm gonna go last. I'm gonna let Rail go first.
You ain't letting me do nothing.
Well, I'm telling you to go. The few second, I'm gonna be last.
Yeah, make that nigga submit, bro.
Hey, Paul, hey.
Push my goddamn buttons, bro. Push my buttons.
Push your mom's buttons.
Oh, that was a good one. Properly placed. Okay, well, man.
All right, let's
see. Go down. I'm gonna start like, hey, Doc, go to Javante Davis. That's a quick.
Tank.
Yeah.
Tank talk about.
If I get touched,
you come.
I'm
coming
on that ass.
But what happened when I did?
No diddy. No diddy.
I'm just everybody know if I get touched.
You come.
I'm coming on that ass.
But what happened when I did?
No diddy. I'm just
that was a severe joint right there.
I mean, what was the context?
Javante Davis, he don't really speak really well, so you know what I mean?
God, they came up like that, bro. They got
that was rough. That was rough. That was rough. You see Gilly face? He was just sitting there straight face.
Bro, say it. No diddy, bro.
All right, run to let me see what else I got up there. I'm gonna go with I guess the one I can't even really see it. The one under Javante is cool. Let's try that.
Say crack my fingers 3 times.
Crack my finger, crack my finger, crack my finger.
Okay, now this is the hard part. Say crack my finger backward.
Finger my crack, finger my crack, finger my crack.
Turn around real quick.
I ain't gonna turn around. No, man, what the f, man? Why you do that man?
Do what?
I told you I was doing that no more, man. You did it again, man.
Did what again?
Are you in?
You remember that video?
Say crack my fingers.
Are you in video?
Crack my finger.
It was hilarious. All right, then we're gonna go a little serious. Give me the last one there. Tia. You say turn around.
My marriage was a success.
Yeah.
I look at it as like a curriculum when you're in college or high school, right? You're learning, you're growing, you're evolving, you're creating. And I was able to create with Corey some beautiful, amazing children.
Yeah.
And at the end of that curriculum, and at the end, there's a graduation, there's a celebration. So that's basically, how I'm looking at it now. And I feel like people when they look at marriage, that success equals longevity. But no, at the end of the day, are they happy? My marriage was a success.
Yeah.
I look at it as like a curriculum when you're in college or high school, right? You're learning.
So this is how far we are. Instead of holding our L's and being accountable, we'll just reach so far to try to normalize the dumb shit that we be doing. You're going to sit here and say that you people think marriage is supposed to be successful marriage is about longevity. Of course. Like, that's not debate. Where is there a debate in that, y'all think? Or did she make any sense? To me, she just sounded like pretty stupid.
I got the point that she was making.
So did it make sense to you though? Like,
yeah.
So you go ahead. Do you got any?
Well, it sounded like she was saying that even though they got divorced, that she still doesn't look at her marriage as a failure because they had beautiful kids out of it, which I think that thinking of your kids as a success.
Yeah,
like
but
I don't see how like
marriage,
you.
Though.
Huh?
Not for your marriage though.
If you had the kids in the marriage and that's a byproduct of it, I think that you can look at that as like a success. Like that part of the marriage is not even the marriage, the relationship, the outcome of it. Well, yeah, again, like that's your perspective. That's what she was saying. I understand it. I think that you want to be really like cut and dry, and that's cool also.
No, it's not about being cut and dry. It's not about being cut and dry. It's just that the idea is if we're going to sit here and act like, oh yeah, so my marriage still was a success, and I look at it. What she said as what she said not an exam. What she said
graduation.
Yeah, she said. She said then she graduated. So you graduate out of the marriage. You just trying to come up with make yourself feel better or try to sound smart about some dumb shit. In my opinion, I'll just leave that.
I'll end it with this. I mean, in terms of a marriage, it was a failure. And I think if you're talking about the relationship as a whole, because I think just because you're married, I don't think the relationship ends, especially as co-parents and the kids. I think if you're looking at it like that, that could be a success.
So if you're looking at it like that, are you Stretch Armstrong or not?
But the marriage wasn't a success.
No, I think
the relationship and the byproduct.
What you say is the byproduct.
You can be happy that you have kids, and that's fine. But you don't have to. That doesn't equate to you having a whatever. There wasn't success in none of that. You had kids. You delivered the children successfully.
I mean, if you your baby mama, and your kid is like a LeBron James, Tom Brady,
y'all did a good job raising.
You could say the relationship was successful.
No. All right. Well,
but the marriage was if it ends in divorce, the marriage is a failure.
Yeah, no, it sounds like some Stretch Armstrong and shit to me.
Tara G said, "Are you saying a marriage that ends in divorce is a success?"
That's what she said. Exactly.
That's what she said. She's like, "Yeah, no."
Come on, bro.
That's like saying getting fired was a success because I was once.
Talk about my homie. I rock with Tara.
She said, "Oh, that's like saying getting fired was a success because I was once employee of the month."
Right. It sounds stupid.
Women or people just cannot take their L's and say they failed at something. Having a great kid and being proud of that is something else.
Exactly. Agreed. Okay, let me see. Can I get one more? Scroll up.
Unc got one too.
Hey, Unc said, "I love you guys, but please stop being late with y'all broadcast. I digress."
No, that's true. We're going to blame this on Tone.
Hey, we was talking for a whole
Hey,
I'm blaming Tone.
Hey, stop. You can't throw nobody under the bus.
Hey, if it was me, throw me under the bus.
It's one band, one sound. We late, we out.
No, I ain't wearing that shit. I'm just wearing. All right, give me old girl right there. I don't remember what she said, but let's just see. All right. And then this is my last one.
Once you hit 30, you better pipe down. After 35, you're worthless. This is what they try to tell us. So at 39, if you getting that 22-year-old, good for you, sis. Good for you. Let them know we're still popping. Let them know.
I don't think that that's okay. I understand that there can be age differences, but when it's that egregious, that's a problem for me. Because why is it that nobody in your generation is somebody worth dating? You have to go backwards. You're either hiding something, you're trying to be manipulative. There's so many different layers to that type of a relationship that is not okay to me.
Every single thing that they put as a down part of women, Drea said, watch this.
But why she couldn't do it with a 40-year-old millionaire? You're Drea Michelle.
22-year-old.
You are bad as fuck. You've been bad for 20 fucking years. Niggas know who you are. Shit is weird. And if I had a son and he brought home a 40-year-old bitch, me and her, we have to scrap. And whoever wins can keep my son at this point. Like, we gonna have to fight it out because that's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah, I didn't know that I was going there. I forgot what that video was about. But I thought that was when she said that nobody in your generation is okay for you to be with. Or, you know what I mean? I think that speaks very loud volumes to me. It's like the idea that, and so like, and I've been the guy that understands like the idea of an older man wanting to date a younger woman. I previously said I understand that. Then I had a conversation with old head senior, and what I was saying is like at the end of the day, I've seen these relationships where the age range is so far, and it becomes rough. as the older person continues to age, the younger person is, of course, they're continuing to age, but they're still in that prime. You know what I mean? And it becomes very, very difficult. And I think that the most difficult part of it is the having the confidence in the person not stepping out and like looking at, you know what I mean, what is possibly attracted to them, and seeing yourself and kind of not being able to value yourself physically against them. Does that make sense?
No, man. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I think that big age gaps have a short term, like it has a short shelf life no matter what. Man, female, man.
Yeah, man. I was
Yeah.
gonna ask if you thought gender mattered in it at all.
I honestly, like, I did think, like, I can't lie to you, and that's the thing about the pod that I don't mind doing, is like having a stance at one period of time and then living, and then my stance shifting. I don't mind that. So like, there was a point in time where I would have been like, yeah, that just makes sense. They've always been that way. You know what I mean? Younger, when we were in school, the school girl, they liked guys older. They've always liked older guys. But when you start to talk about these age differences, like now, like, you know what I mean, the 20 years, 15 years, those types of things, is like, it doesn't matter which way it is, male being the older or female being the older. It just doesn't have, like he said, I don't see there being longevity. Or you may get some time. You know what I mean? You're gonna, whoever the person is that, especially as a man, you're gonna have to be a decent earner. And you may be able to keep her for a bit, but that shit ain't gonna. It ain't gonna last for real.
No, I think, especially we talking generationally in our time, it matters because a lot of shit has changed in a short amount of time, and there's people that were raised one way, people that was raised one way, and then there's a totally different group that's being raised right now that's different than all of that. So as fast as technology changes, I think the way we are adapting and raising people changes, and it creates, there's segments. Gen X is totally different than millennials. Millennials are totally different. What's after that?
That was it's not boomers. Boomers are
that's before that. Boomer. It's like Y, and then it's a Z now.
Oh, you talking about the newer shit? I
don't know what it goes, but I mean, it's changing.
Yeah.
The way that you raise kids, I think 10, 15 years ago was totally different than the way you raise kids now. And I think if you go 30, 40 years ago, it's totally different. So, I mean, I think that's a generational thing. And I think that matters, because I think it's going to be some principle things. It's going where you have your differences, communication styles. There's a lot of things as it goes where you'll see that difference.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that, like, what would you have as a 40-year-old so in common to want to be just around a 20-year-old? You know what I mean? There's not, like, there's obviously a power dynamic that you're kind of trying to.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like,
it's that or lifestyle. Like, if y'all have lifestyles that met similar, like Jalen Green and Drea probably be in the same clubs and shit. Same difference is like, Sugar Daddy X and Young Woman, whoever, where they're both outside and they're trying to enjoy, like, the lifestyle.
The outside life. I get it. Yeah, well, I'll tap out there. All right. Q's next.
You want to run some of those comments?
Yeah. Let's see, where was we at? I can't remember what she was talking about here. She said it can be. It depends on how you look at the situation.
I think that was a divorce, John.
That was that first one.
Yeah, we hit all those.
Yeah, we stopped it.
All right. I heard that it was racist to tell black people they were late.
Well, I learned also. I learned on what was that? Which live was that? Was that here? Or, no, that was the Wednesday. I learned that Tara was Spanish, and she had a chat going crazy. At least one guy in the chat going crazy.
Oh, yeah,
he was shooting a lot of shots. I was looking in real time like, this is a wild boy shooting your shot over the chat on the internet.
Dating show for the Trump. It ain't the first time that didn't happen.
Yeah, I say, oh Lord, it's going down right now.
Clicking on the avenues.
Yeah, that's what it is. What is it? The plus? What is it? The control plus. Zooming in.
All right, she said, because the good ones are already married, so you have to find other age groups.
That's possible.
I guess there's a whole divorce market too.
I don't know what she's talking about.
But I guess
I feel the same way with men, so I'm kind of I'm kind of in British with shit because I know I'm not attracted to older women here, and I'm old as hell, and I can see me being a lonely ass old man.
I don't know. As I get older, I just be liking women my age every time. Ain't like an ounce of interest that I have for a 20-year-old.
Yeah, no, I can't. I can understand. Like, I ain't saying no 20-year-old, but like if you 50,
27, I guess if she has to look like a grown woman. I'm pretty sure that there's 27-year-olds that look the way that I'd appreciate her looking. But like the 21, 22, like anything that's young, I ain't got an ounce of interest.
Yeah, but imagine like you 50 and then she like 35, 32.
Yeah, she looks older. Like, what are you asking right now?
From Unk's perspective, you know what I mean? Like Unk's probably around close in that age.
His point was liking women his age.
Right. So either way, all right, go ahead. It ain't even that point. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the new 50, like they be refurbishing the 50 now. Like the 50-year-olds be looking all right.
Easy.
Like they look different than like what grandma used to look like. Like we can't pretend like this is like a thing.
For sure.
Like it's a new 50. Like they refurbished. Like they active. They be doing shit. Yeah,
that's a good term for it.
Niggas inside yoga class.
This part of.
Was that Dave Chappelle?
No, Chris Rock.
Yeah.
All right. Fertility.
That makes sense.
Is that why you would want? That's one of them manosphere misnomers.
Yeah, nah, you don't want to.
Niggas really ain't even like choosing women for fertility like that.
Nah, for sure they not.
If you over 35, most niggas ain't really trying to pop out more, to be honest.
Facts.
The range of age can be a hazard because the person who is the youngest wants to still go out and be with people of their age, and the older person is already set in their ways.
That's a fact.
I agree 100%.
Men can have kids till they die for the most part. Women have a clock.
It's pretty factual as well.
I'm amazed at the fact that people would give a woman a pass on a younger man, but they'll give a man hell if he dates a younger woman. Some of us just aren't attracted to your old ass.
Why Unc had to go for blood?
Yeah, but I think that to me, it sounds like they catch the same hell. Shorty gave her the same hell just then too.
When you want to hit it from the back and she tell you my knees are bad, oh my back hurt, and so on and so on, you're gonna get tired of that. Understand me?
Hey, I'm going crazy.
You gotta figure that out, bro. There's some ways to get it done.
Put them pillows on the knees or something.
Yeah, lift them hips up.
I heard they got like the we talk about sex toys later, I think.
Hold on, who got sex toys?
Rel's giving us like a class on sex toy etiquette. I think it's something like that, like how to use them.
Like how to use them.
Yeah, something like that.
Johnny's the expert.
There need to be a class on how to watch them based on that one.
Yeah, say she was passing STDs on the dildo, wasn't it? Jeez, the world we live in, dog. That's all you, Q.
Go to mine and hit refresh.
Charlie said she was passing STDs on the dildo.
Sure.
I hadn't seen this yet. We had talked about this pre-show. Could you go to Dr. Umar, top left?
Community. Let me ask it another way.
Uh-oh.
You want Puffy to suffer for what he did, and he should. But did you call the police when you heard your son beating his girlfriend up upstairs? Did you call the police when you heard your nephew choking out his girlfriend last week? Did you call the police when you heard your grandfather smacking up your grandmother in the back room? See, I cannot condone hypocrisy, Art. I can't condone hypocrisy. If we are this adamant against domestic abuse, why is it so prevalent in the Black community? Yeah. Do you know that a Black woman is 3 times as likely to be murdered by her romantic partner than a white woman? 3 times as likely. And I don't have to tell you, you watch the news. This whole year has been a killing spree against Black women. I've seen more black women murdered this year by their baby dad, by their estranged husband, by the fiance, more this year than I've seen in quite some time.
Bullshit, bro.
You have white men who are taking black women on dates, beheading them, chopping their body parts up and distributing them all over the town, as was just happened in Ohio a few weeks ago and elsewhere in this country. It has been nothing but a homicide year for black women. Femicide in our community is a major problem. So if we are that in agreement against the abuse of black women, why is it so prevalent? Black women, when you find out your son, your nephew, your uncle, your brother, your father is beating on their women, have you called the police? Black men, when you find out your son, your nephew, your father, your uncle, your brother is beating up on black women, do you chin check him? Do you grab him by the collar? Do you pull him out the house and give his ass a good stomping that he deserves? No, you don't. You know what we do, Art? We turn the other cheek. Violence in the black community. Let me ask it another way.
That's cap, bro.
Yeah, I think that,
like, that's
go
such,
ahead, Danny. You can take it away.
Like
first.
that's such cap, bro. Because like, I mean, he ain't give like I had to look at it. I'm gonna run his sources.
Well, one, he was giving like random anecdotal things as like common space for everybody.
Anecdotal evidence don't support what he talking about.
No, like you can find one white man that behead. Like that's not a mass of like black women getting beheaded and shit. There's also not a mass amount of black women dying from violence and violent crimes in general. Like not outside the ordinary. He also said 3 times more than white women. But hold on, let me.
There's not a bunch of our sons, nephews, brothers out there beating like who,
well, that's also true.
Beating like which one of who out of us are beating these women?
But
like who is he like? Because that sounds like an accusation when he say black women are being attacked as a black man.
Well, he
sounds like
he
an
spoke
attack
really
on me
vague
personally.
statistics
like
that
saying we beating black women. And
I think that
case.
But it's not even like a good pander. But like I don't know, like the 3 times more than white women, like dying 3 times more than white women through violence, right? Let's just say it's white women at, I don't know, 1% die by violence. So, by violence from their man or something like that, and which would mean like 3 times would be 3%,
right?
In totality, that's not like an indictment of all black people or even a minority. That's still a hyper minority, in which like you're using that to justify like, I don't know, like this is 101. This is fear mongering 101, and this is trying to have a contrarian view 101, where like you're speaking to unlived experience that most people don't go through. Like the most that you do have is like younger kids when they were younger and they had abuse in the house and they felt helpless. You will hear that story often meaning like sometimes. But I don't personally know of anybody or people that condone domestic violence. I don't know the black community in general as being a thing to condone domestic violence. Like I don't think that domestic violence in itself is rampant explicitly within the black community either. Like I think that was just a bunch of bullshit.
He said
in my opinion.
He said we don't do nothing when we see this shit, and that's
right. That's
hell,
like,
bro. Like I've personally done shit. I've seen people do like that's like
most niggas I know have certain rules that draw lines with like
women and children.
I think
that's where it goes.
Well, no, I won't disagree with. I'm not disagreeing with y'all, but I also do believe in like. You also see the thing is that we also have a lens, right? So if you're only thinking about the people that you have around you and you're like in like our circle, then in our circle we don't hear a lot of this stuff, right?
Let me just look at the stats.
In our circle we don't hear a lot of that, right? But we can't sit here and act as if this shit is not actually still happening. Like there are hold on. There's definitely a good bit of domestic violence. And then also there's a lot of people that just mind their business. We have that in our community, that whole I mind my business thing, the no snitching, that is rooted into us to a point to where like if it's your sister, yeah, you probably put or attempted. I don't know if you got paws put on you or not, but you definitely said something attempted. But like for the most part, we typically mind our business And that's what that is a thing. Like I know somebody who just go ahead.
Cat, because
that's not cat. What I just
saying,
said is
but
not
every
cat.
woman is somebody's sister, somebody's daughter.
I understand that.
So there's always somebody that's there anytime it happens. So to say it just goes unchecked.
That stuff happens, bro. For niggas sit here and try to act like that shit does not happen, you are completely oblivious.
Where y'all having the conversation?
I'm not saying it doesn't happen at all, but to act like that's a representation of the majority.
But my bad.
No. But
what are y'all saying?
we're also
y'all saying domestic violence.
But he's also talking about it, the outrage in comparison to Diddy. So everybody was outraged in the community for Diddy, but then there's also a lot of people who are turning their eyes. You know what I mean? Turning away from the shit that's actually happening right the next door to them. Like literally.
I don't think
that's
most
the part
people
I
know
don't agree. That's the part I don't agree with.
It's not true inside any whole state. How about this? Let's put this inside some level of number, majority, minority type of thing.
Go ahead.
Okay, then outside if we're only having an argument about.
Go ahead, continue. You said that.
Okay, let's put it inside some level of a minority majority percentage that we actually think one. All right, so you just said people know of their neighbors getting abused,
right?
At what percentage do you think most people know what's happening inside their neighbor's household?
You said what percentage of people do I think know what's happening inside their neighbor's house?
Yeah.
No, that's a fucking what kind of how many people know what happened in their neighbor's?
It's a low percentage.
I don't
my point is it's a hyper minority more
it's
times.
It's a low percentage.
That's the point.
Well,
obviously we're decimating everything.
Well, hold on. So we're gonna say
what you building
the average
off
person,
built off of that.
The average person lives in going to live in an apartment, right? They're gonna live in an apartment complex, which you probably do know and can hear what the fuck's going on in your neighbor's house. And I'm pretty sure when I was living in an apartment, in my apartment days, I did hear the shit.
You heard abuse.
I heard the yelling and shit. I've heard it. So I don't know where y'all niggas live at, bro.
But yelling.
What I'm saying is that you just said I just answered your question. He said that you don't know what's going on in their apartment.
If you hear yelling,
I can hear yelling.
You still don't know what's going on.
I understand that. I'm answering his fucking.
Okay. So let me read this comment. No, my bad. Continue answering it. You didn't give any level of a percentage.
Go ahead, Tom.
You ain't gonna answer.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go through these comments real quick. First of all, why we ain't called this is for Dr. Umar. Why we ain't called the whole United States government with him scamming everybody about this damn school? Sit your fat old tag.
No, bro.
I'm a doctor and have all these degrees ass down somewhere.
I feel like he go do the school, bro. I think I actually believe it. I done kind of read into it a little bit too.
Real is telling 100% truth. Dudes don't tell because dudes don't want to get their ass whooped. That's why snitches get stitches is so much thing in the hood. They don't want to get their ass beat. My Asian neighbor was giving his wife that work. I'm out in my business, of course. If she was yelling for help, she should have said it in English.
What the fuck? Who is that?
I don't
know. That's crazy.
That's tough. Who's having a serious conversation?
That was funny, bro.
When was the last time anybody that opposes what this man just said called the cops when they seen a crime happen? ?
Those are horrible assertions to make to the point of domestic violence. Are we saying that seeing somebody steal is equivalent to watching a man beat a woman? Yeah. Just making sure.
Yeah, ain't none of y'all gonna watch somebody beat a woman in front of you.
Oh no. It's not that. See, what I'm saying is that what it is that we get to you. We use the but at the end of the day, I'm not sitting here saying I heard.
No, you're pretending like it's a majority of.
No, I didn't say it was a majority.
Or it's it's really common.
What I'm saying is that I don't believe that whatever you believe, I believe that if you continue to, all you got to do is not be around people that are in different scenarios. If you're around people that are lower on the socioeconomic ladder, you're going to see a level of things that you don't see if you're not in there, bro. That's why I was saying about the vision. You can sit there and be where you are in the socioeconomic ladder and talk all these great things.
But you don't think we've ever seen that?
But what I'm saying is that you living it like an adult though? Same exact neighborhood. Yeah, but you ain't living as an adult there though. Like I'm talking about actually living there and being around.
So
people.
What you're saying is that where you're at, you see a bunch of
No, what I'm saying is that the further into poverty that you get in it, which we're gonna say the majority. What would you say the average income is? What?
50.
Like 40. It's like no, it's not 50. It's like 42. That's for a black man.
42. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that, and that's average. What the only point that I'm making is the lower you get on the socioeconomic ladder, you'll see much more violence. You'll see a lot more domestic violence. Domestic violence is not something that's just so out of the fucking norm, bro.
So who is making? I keep saying, like, who's making that point? Like, that's a different point. Nobody ever said domestic violence doesn't happen. Nobody said that like there isn't like violence and crime that happens inside lower socioeconomic areas. That's not what the point was. That's why I kept trying to say, so what point are we arguing? I'm speaking about people literally just turning the other cheek to domestic violence. And what he explicitly talked about was he talked about like cool mothers turning their side eye to their kid, like their son. People like adult men not giving a shit what's happening upstairs inside their room with the person getting hit. I don't know, and I don't believe that that's a majority at all of people. Well, I don't like the examples that he used. I think that all that's bullshit.
I'll also say that, like, and I'm not sitting here trying to say what he said is fact. I think that you maybe it felt like you were overstating your opinion and like more minimalizing, almost acting as if this shit didn't exist at all. But what I would say is that, like, what she's talking about is also like there are not a lot of women that would call the police on their son for a domestic violence against that is something that they would kind of try, you know, of course we don't try to, like, what I'm saying there's a lot of things that happen that
I guarantee you, if they don't call the police, they're attempting to stop it. Yes, they're not allowing it and turning it up. But what he's speaking about is the idea that we completely ignore all these things. And it's just not true. I don't like that's one of those black people got a lower moral code than other niggas. Shit, and I think that's corny as fuck.
That's definitely not the point that I was trying to make.
I'm speaking to what he just, like, everything that he went to, because he went down every family member and spoke about how everybody ignores domestic violence, and like that's just the thing that is common inside America.
So I have a question for y'all. Do you think that in general, when famous people or like people that everybody, let's say, I guess famous people, do you think that there's not more outrage for shit that famous people do versus regular people?
Because
do you think that they're held at a higher esteem?
It's of course.
Because,
okay.
It's
so
a bigger platform.
What I'm saying is that's the point that he's actually making.
But
the point that he's making, if you take it outside of it being
get beat more times than like niggas go to jail.
Hey, hold on. Like I get what the point he's making, but at the same time, by making that point, you're pointing to fingers to a lot of the people in that community. And if you're saying that, yeah, like
it's just a dumbass
it happened, but then now you're saying that I let it happen and I'm cool with it and my community, and that's not the case. It's not that. So you can't just make a blanket statement like that when it's people in the community.
Don't use that though. When it's people in the community, because I mean, I get what you're saying.
It's a lot of people in the community that are against it too. Right. So you can't just make.
So y'all don't think that the majority sentiment for the black community is not to hit women and are against domestic violence?
I think that, like, we would definitely.
But he's pretending like it's the other way around. In like right now, we're arguing that point.
All right, bro.
That's a good meme though.
It was. I just thought it was. I don't know who the fuck he was trolling to. I mean, not trolling, pandering to. It was just horrible. Like the concept of it. I think we got to get out of this this thing of justifying bad behavior because niggas is famous.
Well, I mean, he also wasn't justifying it. If you've seen the whole clip, that was his point at all. He like spent, like, before he started talking, before he got there, he spent like the upfront part of it. After he asked a question, he spent like 5 minutes condemning the shit, and then he went to that part. But
okay, all I got was the out of context clip. But it also sounded like a piece of your point that you were making was like, do people care more about like?
Well, don't try to rope me into the conversation again. But
is that not what you just said?
Well, I'm just saying, make your statement, but don't try to rope me, because you got it already.
My point is that even when like making statements of like people care more about like what famous people do, that's only because we all have like it's a bigger platform to talk about it. Like that's a common space where people can get off the sentiments that they already have inside like the town square.
So if somebody cares about P. Diddy beating somebody, they probably care about their uncle, their cousin, their son, their neighbor beating somebody else. So
It's just a town square. We can talk about how we feel about this common topic.
I'm trying to let y'all just have it so we can move forward.
When it comes down to a crime, a lot of times you beating your old lady ass is the same as you stealing the candy bar to some police officers.
I don't agree with
said
that.
that? Who was that?
Unc said that.
Nah, bro. As the thing is that they're gonna take your ass. You're gonna sit down for at least 24 to 48 on domestic, the first one. From what I hear, like I looked it up because like I was trying to figure out what they were saying they was gonna roof Diddy and see exactly like domestic that you can get 24 to 48 on the first one. So that I think it's a bit just even socially it's a big difference in stealing.
Is there statistics on white versus black women that hit their husbands? Just wondering because I know some women act crazy and think there will be no consequences. I don't condone it either way.
Hey, that was Tara, wasn't it?
I see.
Tara got
I see what she doing.
The thing is, the funny thing is that, and I was talking about.
I see what she do. Wow.
What?
She throwing somebody under the bus.
Was she throwing me under the bus?
It ain't us.
Oh, well, what I will say too is that, like I was talking to my wife the other day, I think that the average man has gotten hands put on him by a woman.
I think most, yeah.
Yeah,
like
that's the majority. The majority for sure, bro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But it's not right.
I ain't saying it's right. I'm just saying it's that right. Is true.
It's not right.
And go ahead.
Well, and usually most people, if somebody does something wrong to them, they usually have a wrong response also. Most people usually don't, somebody do something wrong and then they go and do the right thing. The human nature thing is like, so I mean, I think it's tough to judge it off of that. You know, just based on you kind of throwing it back on them, but we just talking.
I wasn't throwing it on nobody.
We just talking about us. Like this shit's not. It's not accepted. It ain't nobody.
Bro, we accept niggas getting slapped and stuff, bro. That's accepted, bro.
Nah, it's
not accepted, bro.
In today's society, most women will not call the police because they feel that snitching thing to heart, and the other ones either happy that they are getting their ass whooped or lust for it.
Oh, got a weird take on this conversation, bro.
Did he say lust?
I know some people do love those toxic relationships. People talk about it like that. Some people do like stay in those, and it's just a part of the ups and downs of the.
He hit me only because he loved me.
Yeah, type of shit. Like you know what I mean?
They expect to get hit. And they trying to get hit.
And I mean, it's a lot of time. A lot of time, it's like a lifestyle thing that's been happening along. You know, it's pretty bad, but that's true too. Some people do definitely love that. The ups and downs of those type of relationships.
I think this is more of a problem now than before because women are being raised to be more masculine, which would result in them acting like men and then being treated like men.
True.
Domestic violence is higher right now.
I would say it probably is.
Than in the past.
Well, I would say like
our granddaddy.
No. If you talking about like, I ain't talking about granddaddy. I ain't talking about granddaddy. I'm talking about our parents. I think it's like I think it was at a height and then it started to come down. I think that we're trending back up. Is what I'm saying.
I think
I don't think that's true at all. I don't.
Like, bro, I done seen some stuff.
I done seen some stuff too. Like, I done seen some stuff. Like, I don't know, bro. And I just assume because niggas be seeming like they don't be seeing it. I assume it's because we live in two different areas. I be just assuming it's that, but I don't know, bro.
TBI in here. You talking something I like right here. Umar is just pandering to women. All communities have domestic violence, not only the black community.
Oh, for sure.
That was one of the points that I was saying. It sounds like, but yeah, that whole little black people moral shit. That sounds corny.
I mean, listen to FBA.
I would dare say we probably.
I like that. That is a good.
Probably beat their women.
A good point.
You said who do?
Our community probably beat their women the least though.
That's an FBA trade point. And
y'all ever met them Chads and Dylans and Kyles? Them motherfuckers be pissed.
You talking about white folk? At the end of the day,
they beat their wives way more.
I agree with you.
So don't put that on us.
I agree, but I mean, at the end, all right. I don't think that like every time like we start to like deal with an accountability thing that we point at somebody else.
But sometimes context does help a conversation.
Well, I mean, so you're saying if
black people are on the lower edge of the totem pole of domestic violence and we're getting blamed for having a culture of it, I do think that a grander scale of understanding the thing could make sense.
Like, look at how much these white folks like to beat their wives.
Oh yeah,
Like,
now we already
there's
know.
no moral
You know
indictment to black.
You know
folk.
the funny thing is like, hey, you ever paid attention?
Because he made it all a black thing, and I'm like, that shit corny, bro.
You ever pay attention that like they took cops off of the TV?
With a dashiki on, my bad.
Cops had
Bro,
everything
the
on
white
there.
folk was running from the police like hell back then. When we was young and looking at grandma TV, she had cops on all the time.
But that's because it's a socio-economic thing, not
yeah,
they can't show the poor white.
And it was like
They
the
just do
drugs and all of that.
Ain't that what Dave Chappelle called them? The poor whites.
The poor white. Whites.
I call them the brother poor whites.
Wait, where we going now, man?
You got some comment.
Yeah, hey, Spanish.
Oh, yeah. I
Nah,
all my
this is
family.
good.
Just running through these. Hey, Spanish Hispanic women have a bad rap for getting crazy too.
No, true. True.
Everyone knows that one woman that when arguing will not let you walk away. They follow you, throwing things, etc. Everyone knows one. Bet they will date the wrong guy at some point.
No, that's true.
That is true.
That's true.
More women will put their hands on you first to date, and than they would 20 or 30 years ago. It's sad to say, but they have no fear of men anymore because they got blocks the same way you do. Okay.
But they got blocks. What's that mean?
I don't know.
You got to find what that mean.
My ex threw a hammer at me just for laughing at her punching me in the face. Women be violent for no reason.
A hammer, bro?
Hammer?
That's crazy.
But then it was for laughing at her punching him in the face.
That's crazy, bro.
Hey, bro, you
did the right thing,
you
bro.
gotta
She's
chill
your
out,
ex,
big
bro.
bro.
You got to get up out of there.
You gotta chill.
Oh, he meant Glocks.
Yeah, maybe they meant Glocks, not blocks. That probably is what
Uh-huh.
they got Glocks the same way you do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's on me.
Yeah. I had another one that would turn us up, but that was about 15 minutes.
He got.
Shoot, do it in a minute.
Hey, hit refresh on my shit though.
Okay, we'll
Please.
see. We'll see if Johnny's take a long time or not.
Nah,
He tried to tell you to hurry up, Johnny.
I'm in and out.
No, he might have some fire.
I'm in and out. Hey, I only put this one in here because we were talking about it earlier. Give me the very first one, top right. This is a funny take.
Who's that, Amber Rose?
Top left. My bad. Top left. That's one.
I never seen her before.
I thought we played this on her.
No, it's the same podcast. This is another crazy take they had.
While strapping down somebody.
Wow.
Y'all get tired quick.
Okay.
I would say the first time I used a strap, I did underestimate the workout.
It's a workout. Cut that fan on. Cut that fan on.
And I think for men, they get the energy because you get the actual feeling. So like you get through that. You know what I'm saying? It's a little less sensation for a woman compared to that. How y'all feel? Y'all get tired?
Man.
Hey, bro's committed. My bad.
Once I had a cramp, that's
oh, girl, right there. That's the other one. That one right there. She's committed to the cause.
Do I get tired?
Hold up, the cramp, did you work through the cramp or did you stop?
Oh, it was a bad cramp. It was giving. It was.
I got this.
They
Makes me
said
think
it's
about
harder for women
that they get top, bro.
Because they don't have no bro. What that's
bro. Stop. You don't need to even entertain them too much with that. But look, I seen one recently. It was talking about why would a man want to? It was one of them. I think like why would a man want to drop off a stud?
It's a woman,
right?
Bro, everybody said
it's a fucking woman.
It looked like the one that started off talking, the light skinned one. She looked like she might be all right.
And they don't be studs when they naked,
bro. Not, but the other one, she's committed to the cause.
Oh, yeah.
Not told the darker skin one. Yeah, she's committed.
No, there's minimal studs that I'd care to want to have.
Sorry, she said, I thought they would talk about shooting guns. Not that. People need to keep their private life private. Wow, this need to be on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, talking about straps. That's funny.
Funny ass comment.
Yeah, nah, shoot. They don't know nothing about the real dude. Abs. You wake up, abs be hurting. Doggone, you don't have a full body workout. They ain't built for that. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, go. Yeah, that's funny.
All right, so niggas aren't gonna have a real conversation. Out of
What?
This.
What's the real conversation?
Yeah, I want to see what he got. How he came up with that. Go ahead.
Yeah, are y'all still fucking till your abs hurt? Oh, y'all
Oh
doing
yeah, I
lazy
do.
fucking.
I can't lie.
Nah.
I can't
Okay.
Yeah,
I just
lie.
want
I still.
like.
I go.
Oh, you said.
I go to.
Oh, y'all different.
I go.
I go.
Y'all have fun with that. Then.
Go.
Y'all niggas.
That,
Y'all niggas still
the
trying to
homie,
compress something.
my homie be like dropping that Osama. I don't know how to turn off
yeah.
Osama.
Weapons of mass
I've been
destruction.
Latin for a long time.
And this is what we call the big cat.
Oh no, you can,
Like, listen,
why
like
the fuck?
when you
Just
get a
because
certain
you're
age,
not doing it, it gotta be cat.
Oh, no, I think that this is like a getting older and like you've been inside like an extended relationship thing. Is that
I think
if you are like working your abs every single time, if you getting a full workout every time and you ain't found your comfortable positions that y'all both enjoy, I think that.
No, I understand what you're saying. I understand
But
what
you
you're
saying
saying.
that you getting
Well, I
full
tell
sweat
you,
abs.
like,
you can't ever get too comfortable, big dog. Like
this is called this is called big cap. Tone, which
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing all this.
Niggas didn't pretend.
Hey, nah, I learned.
Niggas waking up at 8 a.m. going full.
Hey,
y'all niggas
you know the
pretend
craziest
land.
thing?
At a certain point, I seen this video and it was talking about like the guy was talking about how you had to learn how to grown fuck. Like it's like you got to switch it up.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, even if you grown, even if you grown,
strokes up.
Bro, but you gotta give
it stroke got just as much power as
nigga. If you still doing it like
bro, but you gotta give it all you got though. Like what you like, you gotta be there. Like
you gotta be there.
Niggas in full sweat, rabbit fucking. I ain't.
Man, what was weird?
Oh yeah,
Hey,
yeah. Hey, hit X, man. Let me go to the next one.
What you got?
We ain't gonna talk about that. Let me right there. Let me get right up under that one. This is a very underestimated stance that I stand.
No.
Hey, I stand 10 toes on
This the nigga when we went to that wing spot. It was like I heard the nigga say all drums.
Ooh.
I was like, bro, I've never heard anybody say that before.
Oh, nah,
this nigga ordered all drums. I was like, what?
I feel them though. I definitely feel
What's
them.
more meat on the drums?
Damn, I'm cool. I mean, I eat drums.
I
do all
flat. I stand. I've always.
I really don't care.
But I don't care personally.
I'm not an all drums. Give me a couple flats, but like them. Like let me just
like the Chinese chicken ones when they got like extra shit on
the
the side.
The drum, like you can eat a drum while you driving.
Eat a drum while you driving.
You can't eat a flat.
That's a fact though. I ain't never tried.
Like you can. And a drum done, but like a flat,
you can eat a flat while you driving. That's why you drive.
You can't
with your
eat
knee.
a flat in
drive with your
traffic.
knee, bro.
You not on 77.
Nah, you ain't gonna do it on 77. Nah, you ain't gonna play with 77.
Traffic slow down for a minute.
Oh, now you definitely. Matter of fact, on 77, that's where you can do it. It's always smashed on 77. You could eat a whole flat plate.
I mean, if you're talking 5 o'clock, but if it's like 3 p.m., you got to pay attention on 77. And I got one more. Let me get my boy. I'm gonna go right up under drums over flats. We're gonna keep it smooth. That's my last one.
This is a message to everyone who thinks that Bun B is a snitch. You sound goofy. You sound like a clown. It's amazing to me how you get the real ninjas thinking that the whole world adheres to some local code. Your bubble is not as big as you think it is. The rest of the world is huge. People don't adhere to that. Bun B did exactly what he's supposed to do. You crazy. You and come up in my house. It ain't gonna go like you want. Ain't gonna be no, hey, who is that? No, ain't gonna even be none of that shit. You tiptoeing and I'm tiptoeing trying to find you. We both sneaking. And to the other crowd, to the other side of who wants to say, like he somehow brought that on himself because of the lyrics. First of all, you don't look at no Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. You don't look at Terminator and think Arnold Schwarzenegger is actually, he dabbles in robotics. You don't think that? Music is entertainment. Hip hop is entertainment. You actually think that all them dudes is out there doing what they saying? You stupid if you actually believe in that. That they out there robbing and gang banging and stuff. You actually thought Dr. Dre was out there gang banging? That's what you thought? That's what you thought? When the Chronic came out with NWA, you thought Dr. Dre was out there doing that. The same dude who did Turn Off the Lights with Michelle A. That's what you thought. You thought he was out there gang banging. Shut up. Anybody who was a UGK fan, you knew early on that Bun was not no typical street dude. You knew that by listening to his grammar. Extremely articulate, very smart guy. Pimp was the streetwise dude. It's this thing in our community that is very troublesome. It doesn't matter what your little subgroup is. If black folks ain't adhering to the rules of your little subgroup, then they bad. If you a black conservative and black folks don't love Trump the way you love Trump, they bad. If you a black real ninja and black folks ain't keeping it real like you want to keep it real, then they bad. If you a black Christian and black folks ain't worshiping the Lord the way you worship the Lord, then they bad. If you a black gay and people ain't responding the way you want them to, they bad. If you a black hotep and black folks ain't hotepping like you want the hotep, then they bad. Come on, man. You see this pattern here? All these subgroups. Get out of here with that, man. And back to the home invasion. And here's another thing, too, that I read somebody say. You wouldn't kill somebody over property? Let me tell you something. The world is full of chaos. For a lot of people, their only place of peace is their domicile, their home. That's their only place of peace. You violate that, you get what you get. This is a
So let me, because I don't know the story. So Bun caught up where Buddy ended up getting locked up. That's the dude mugshot from the home invasion.
Yeah, he testified.
He made it out.
I thought that
did he shoot him? Bun shot him?
No, I don't know if he shot him, but he didn't kill him.
Okay.
But like, and I don't even know if Bun was there, but Bun testified on behalf of his wife because dude put a gun to his head and robbed his wife.
Crazy!
Put a gun to the wife's head, and he went up there and he was talking about how she ain't had nothing to do with it. I ain't know if he had an issue with me, he ain't have to, bring her into it.
That's crazy.
And like, yeah, women and children was never supposed to, be a part of the gangster thing.
Give them 50, bro.
And like even them Italians who created Omerta, that's an Italian, like they created that gangster thing. You mess with one of their wives, guess what?
Yep.
They were gonna do. So it's only like black people that take that no snitching like all the way to that length and that like no snitching quit as soon as you step off the street and get on the sidewalk and in the grass. No snitching don't apply when you in the grass. That's some street shit.
Yeah.
So like we try to take that shit so far, and that's Bun B.
Was a lot of people taking that far? I didn't hear any like.
I ain't seen a lot of people, but I mean I've seen enough people.
Oh, so you have seen people?
I mean, I just looked at the comments personally and seen enough
the people in the
people
comments
like
those
talking about
tough guys, bro.
Like in the
hey Tone, go to the comments. You ain't got it. Like I'm.
Well, I say probably go to
read some of the comments.
Probably go to Academics post. I think he posted it first. Like they're gonna probably agree because this is old buddy's post.
Oh yeah.
But like if you go to Academics, you'll see.
Oh, okay.
And then
somebody else's post.
Y'all done seen like the fact that like you can, if you look at the comments on something, the comments that they prioritize up top and the ones that they would give me be different.
Well, people can pin posts too, so that's what happens.
No. Do you understand what I'm saying? So like
I usually like to do this before I start reading.
They said and I haven't like done like looked at the comments.
The first one's always gonna be blue checks and shit like that anyway.
They say that like it's based on your algorithm. So the comments that the algorithm believes that you would gravitate to, those are or get something out of you.
They post
those will be up top.
Well, that's why you got to scroll.
Yeah, I always hit that.
I don't really care what people think, bro. I ain't even a comment looker guy. I don't really care. I'll get my opinion and then I don't care what you think, bro.
I mean, I think it's interesting hearing different points of view. And in the comments, people like there's a lot of people that just literally say what the fuck they think.
Yeah, but
so it's cool. But I mean, I like psychology in the different ways that people think.
Me too.
So it's interesting to see how
shout out to the chat. That's all these niggas is doing.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that
I mean, it's the same thing.
I'm pro comment.
I'll fuck with it. Keep on. Like, shout out to the chat.
And we
shout out to the chat 100%.
And if you see something you like, go for it.
See, the thing for me is that like if I see to me, in order for me to really think that you're talking about something, it will be at least the like long, lengthy comments. And I don't just feel like having the time stopping to sit and read somebody. Because like if you just saying something quick, I don't care. Oh, fuck that. Like, what difference? So for me, it'd be like, for me to really want to, it would have to be to get any psychology out of it. It's like a full thought. It would be much more verbiage than I would be really willing to read while I'm on social media.
Well, it don't even have to be that. Sometimes it just be points. Like if somebody make a stupid point, and then you be like, "Oh, you probably think that because X, Y, Z." You like, or if somebody else make it like a lot of times, it don't even have to be like you say a long point for me to like understand where somebody come from. If like I say something that's like controversial, and I'm waiting for like, and I know it's gonna trigger people. When it triggers people, I can look a little deeper into it and be like,
oh, you be on time trolling.
Oh no, Johnny will also definitely troll.
I mean, I do that.
I've seen him inside the
That's
comments.
crazy,
but like, I mean, yeah, I do that.
Comments to people I don't know. I didn't know we followed each other. I just see Johnny up at the top. That nigga done said something that's meant to incite. I'm like, this nigga Johnny don't even be talking like that.
Nah, I had one, like, I said some shit about Suge Knight online. This shit got like 10,000 comments. Like,
you don't fuck with Suge?
Like he said something about Cole.
J. Cole?
Yeah, he told that nigga he ain't gangster or something. But I said
Well,
something.
that's true.
I said something about like I said something about if you got a bedtime.
That's fucked up.
You got a bedtime. You probably shouldn't have too many opinions on what niggas without bedtimes got.
That's fucked up, Johnny. Nah, respect, though.
I think or at least my most recent highly commented one, it was something. Oh, it was on Gil's Arena. I still be getting comments on that shit all the time. Where I was actually like I fuck with Rashad McKentz. Rashad McKentz is
but nigga can take that crown off.
He don't even have a crown no more. Now he doing like the I forget, like he's good at the little shticks and shit like that. But that nigga is hilarious. But I think he makes the show. Like if you watch it, especially when you watch it live, the tension between him, Kenyon, and Gil is gold. It's gold.
So where we going from here, fellas?
Did this video come across your timeline this week with J. Cole at the car shop?
Oh, about the Tesla?
Oh, you used to see.
What'd he do?
The people harassing him. They trying to get the person who got the camera to buy a car, and they keep it like they harassing J. Cole. They don't know who he is. Yeah, so they just pretty much about like he look like he about homeless.
I got a question, bro. Have y'all seen the Cybertrucks on the road?
Yeah.
So my question is, if you're not ready, waiting, or you're preparing yourself for the zombie apocalypse, why would you be in that thing?
Yeah, that thing is
you got to be like we got to study those people. I think that we need to kind of study those people and see like where their minds at, and if
to make a TikTok and my daughter
apocalypse related, there's no reason that you should be in that thing. I think that we should study your brain, and we got to see what they say, the receptors, whatever, the fire. I want to know what kind of people these are, bro. Because I've been seeing them, and it's just like, bro, you look like an asshole, like every time. So I think it's a character trait. It's got to be something about those people that I guarantee you, if we study them, we'll find out a lot about those types.
Yeah, I ain't crazy about them either.
I don't know enough about the car. From my understanding, like they have their different points in which it's supposed to be benefits to having it. But I don't care enough about it, so
no, bro, it's not benefits. Well, I mean, the reason why I say a zombie apocalypse is because it's supposed to be able to withstand like a bullet and all kinds. It's supposed to be very.
Well, I don't think that people are buying that because of that. Because he threw a rock at the exit.
But then they was talking about like it being such a good off-road vehicle, and I just seen them. It's not though.
Who you talking about?
The Tesla truck thing.
I think it's more for like a bunch of the other specs, probably. I don't know. I don't care about it.
I mean, I wouldn't trust a Tesla all-wheel drive system off road and like on road pavement probably. But if you're talking about like rocks and shit, I don't know how tested they are versus Jeep, Tacoma.
Jeep's actually not really that good either.
Nah, Jeep is like they're not reliable for like on road shit. If you're talking about,
you're talking about crawling.
Oh, you're talking about like taking it off road.
Yeah,
like Jeep. Yeah, it's one of the best ones. Tacoma, like shit like that. I don't know if Tesla can compete in that space, but it's a decent road car.
Q, what was the other one you had?
What did you want to get one off?
I did have one.
Okay.
Let me see. I had some crazy stuff come across my timeline this week, but I ain't gonna share them.
You do what you want, man.
Okay.
No.
Dang, what happened to
Hey, shout out to the chat. Again, It should. I don't think we played nothing with music today. So it should be a super chat button up there if y'all like and enjoy what we're doing. Hit the super chat. Also comment. We, as y'all see, we engage consistently with the commentary, whether you agree, disagree, and as well during show we got to kind of make a little bit more of a habit. But we got as many people as we have in here right now. Make sure all y'all hit the like, because what that does is it sends it out to the algorithm so we can all have a bigger town hall and continue this conversation on a bigger platform.
Yeah, I gotta tell y'all about that too after the show. Well, apparently, if you tell them like certain stuff now, it'll like lower your engagement. So you can't say like hit the like button. You gotta say like, you know, tap that thumb.
Okay, I got
like some word or some other way.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Give us a heart.
But y'all 11 niggas in the chat right now, y'all understand what we saying. Y'all not in words.
Y'all see
y'all
the button.
The chat be wild.
Really
bro.
good
like,
seasoned human beings.
The button we're referring to look like this.
The chat be wild. I ain't read these comments. Y'all want to go over these real quick?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, these is from the strap conversation. But Tarji said, I was like, I'm always strapped. Then you turn, oh hell no.
Plot twist.
Your appendages build on you as a man, but they have to attach it to them unless they're carrying around with them at all times. So you had the advantage because you can give it to them at any time.
Hey, we was in the valley. It was still, she actually like was just walking around with a strap. And you could see the imprint, like she was like, "Yeah, you know."
Hey, you know something I figured out?
No, they be in a club with it.
I ain't trying to go
That's
back.
funny, bro. Like,
but I realized that like
just going by the biggest one on the market, like, and just had that motherfucker sticking out your leg down
shit
here,
hanging out at your knee and shit. But you know, I realized that like the word stud only refers to like black. Like it's a racial like between like.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I had no.
I didn't think.
I can understand
that.
I had no. Like
I think Butch is
the white version.
Or like I ain't.
Oh yeah, you stud is better than
We'll
Butch.
call no black women Butch.
Yeah, that
or
to
like
me, that sounds
or
much more
the D
egregious.
word. I don't want to say it on here, but like
that's universal. That's the universal term.
Huh?
The what word?
The D word.
Dick Van Dyke.
Oh
yeah, that's for all.
Yeah, I don't think people really be saying it like that no more.
Yeah, that was one.
Are we not supposed to say it no more?
I have no clue if it's okay or not.
I thought that was the universal.
I don't know if it's
term,
okay, but the word stud that's only for black. Like I just found that.
That's a bull.
It's like exclusive.
Ain't that a
bull? Hey, I think we should leave it kind of weird.
Yeah, I do.
It's all right.
Just be the freakiest person in the world. Don't worry about anything else. You don't let her out freak you. Make sure she comes first and come again and again and again. That's all that matters.
It's simple.
Unc said keep.
Oh,
going,
but see,
bro.
in order to do that, then you gotta have your abs gonna be hurting.
Like what positions are y'all abs hurting? Like what are you?
I ain't gonna go into. I ain't going into my bag of tricks, bro.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
I'm not going into my bag of tricks, bro.
Upside down stuff.
Right. Like,
let me hit it upside down.
Like it's like some simple like there's simple etiquette in sex that is, as long as you apply those things, your lady should be all right.
But you know, well, no, we ain't gonna keep going into it. Yeah. We're gonna let y'all have it. It's like this.
It's like
hey, this feels like the iPhone debate.
Nah,
that's what this feel like.
It's some nigga
pretending to the iPhone Android debate.
Got there yet. You gonna get there.
like what? So give me one position that your abs is going crazy, Johnny.
Show the people on camera.
No, you can say give one.
Hey, the thing is that you could literally
it can
be a missionary long enough.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
You could be a missionary long enough and work your abs out till when you wake up in the morning, you can feel that shit.
Yeah, my abs don't be hurt.
Nigga, you ain't got no abs.
But the thing is that like,
but your mama.
But like y'all don't know how to like. All you got to do is just do side missionary, and it's like literally the exact same penetration.
All right, bro.
Y'all niggas is different though.
I mean, okay.
I'm the type of nigga that like I like to feel like after, you know what I mean. I always been that kind of. Like,
I like to feel like I did a job.
Yeah, I like to feel like I went to work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Ain't nothing wrong with a little sore. I like to feel like, and I ain't been going to the gym like I need
I don't
to.
go
so
to the gym.
I don't mind that soreness, bro.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh man. I forgot what conversation this was, but that's why people need to form their own opinions. You can't believe everything that you hear, know what everyone says.
That's
facts.
Only dudes in the streets can be snitches. A regular citizen telling ain't snitching. You shouldn't have messed with them folks.
Nah, facts.
Just being honest, what does your abs have to do with your tongue and your mouth?
What?
Hey, but Unc's on step one. Step one to like make sure your girl come before you even put it in.
Because
Like,
you saving a whole lot.
Hey, I hope
it saves like so much.
It's funny when
Like
the
that's
niggas sit here
literally
and
step
think
one.
that
Now
this
when
is
you get
so,
professional, you can just go ahead. Place it on there.
Like so you got one checked off already. Like, but we'll keep building it at some
Note
point.
taking.
Yeah, I'll take some notes.
Notes.
I'll take some notes.
All right, I'm gonna show this video here.
Hold on, he put one more in there.
Oh shoot. So I now figure it out. This is why old head always get these young women. It's not just the money, it's also they get their squirt.
Did you talk about me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Uncle, you talking about old head?
Yeah,
Right
he
here?
said old heads. Never mind.
Yeah, I
it's
didn't
getting
think
these
so.
young women.
Old
There you go.
heads.
I didn't think so.
I gotta clarify. Yeah, clarify. Put it's an S on there. He was about to sit there and put you out there.
Hey,
Always get their young.
You're like, what young women you talking
Not about the money. It's also they get.
Unc say he be putting in that work too.
yeah. I'd say he know about a stretch. You stretch that you got to stretch it out. He know about it.
Old cats be freaky, bro.
All right, where we going, fellas?
I was gonna show this one real quick.
TikTok, and my daughter came in with this.
It's on mute or something.
Daughters or something.
Because they're gonna say a lot.
That was clearly an
Because
X right
you know
there.
how you told me men are providers and protectors, right?
Men are providers and protectors.
So that means they go outside and work.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So you know how David's dad stay home, right?
Yes.
While David's mom goes out and work.
Okay.
So they was bothering me, talking about all other stuff, and I was like, "That's why your dad's a bitch." And then he's like, "I'm gonna tell your mom, blah blah blah." So I was like, "Okay, but I don't want you to be mad at me because I call him a bitch because he stays home while his wife is working." They want to speak to you downstairs.
So I was about to make a TikTok, and my daughter came in with this.
All right.
So I'm amazed that like we're at a point to where people just be letting their kids say stuff. There's no reason. So you was gonna get whooped just off the fact that you came
Well, I don't
in.
think that was like real. I think that was like a voiceover, and she's like,
Well, I mean, I'm just okay.
I don't know.
Let's just say we'll take it at face value. That's crazy, bro. The whole cursing thing with your kid, like I still don't curse. If like my mom, if she was here, y'all wouldn't hear me talk like this. With my pops is one thing, but like with my mom's, bro, I don't curse in front. Like that ain't something that we do. We don't do that. Like that's definitely not something that we do. Even still, and
I still like I slipped up and cussed in front of my mom.
Oh, I done slipped up.
But I apologize so fast. Like my
hey, Mom Duke seems like Mom Duke's just so quick. That's the thing.
I'm
Black
like, hey,
mamas be quick. That
I'm like, mama. I meant stuff.
Right. Like you've been saying lots. So, I mean, she told a story.
I meant stuff. I meant stuff.
Yeah, Mom Dukes will come quick with that left.
Yeah.
But yeah, she. What did you want to go with the conversation, Tom?
You're about to say, y'all ain't addressed like anything that she said.
Yeah, I actually just lost my train of thought real quick. I was sitting there looking at something else. My fault.
But it was.
Oh yeah, she was.
The entire.
Go ahead.
Well, I would say like the entire thing is based around the idea. If a woman goes out and work, and if her man stays at home, that he's less of a man. That's pretty much like the basis. So I imagine that's where you want to have the conversation at.
Yeah.
What are y'all thoughts?
Like the fact she even taught her daughter that to have that mentality. Like that's a rampant mentality going on.
Well, that's the protect and provide mentality, ain't it?
Well,
Like,
that's a traditional mindset coming from a very young child, which is, I guess,
even though I think it's a mean to incite, like it.
But it's a surprising
But I think
thing.
it's good to talk about the concept.
Yeah,
So
the concept. It's the concept.
It's a surprising thing to hear a young child.
So
Well, let's take to the concept.
would you
I
teach your daughter differently that a man's that it's? Would you teach your daughter that it's okay for the man to stay home, or his value is? Or I won't say his value. Well, I would say we can just say value. His value less. If he's at home, if he's going to work,
like if it's my daughter, I'll teach my daughter that, and this is just me, but like every adult is supposed to work, and it's not a gender thing because I wouldn't want to limit like my daughter. I was like, if you're an adult, you're supposed to work and be able to provide, and if you can't provide for yourself, that's what I would teach my daughter personally. I don't know if it's right or not.
So the different thing about this situation is one thing if you a girl and you in the house with your mama got a boyfriend, he just sitting at the house not doing nothing. It's another thing when you talk about somebody else's household, you have no idea what that man might be doing.
Yeah, but we can't go that. We ain't gonna go into that far because it could be a lot of.
Nah, but it's a thing of does stay out of grown folk business still apply these days?
Oh, that's where you wanted to go.
It definitely should. Like a kid shouldn't be speaking on an adult. Like just the same way we shouldn't have been speaking on adults back then, and if we did, like imagine.
But man, come on, you can't really hold it. She said that they was picking on her, and she tried to fire a shot, and she went for everything, which they naturally. If somebody, if y'all joking,
I missed the.
So I don't think there's no need to draw too deep into that part. In my opinion,
stay out of grown folks.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's still what it come down to. Like she wasn't even supposed to know that, and that's also like is grown folks putting their kids in their business too much. Because that's what it comes down to. It ain't just
that's
kids.
Probably more the problem.
But I don't think that
grown folks are too candid.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was trying to get us to get back to where it seems as though maybe like the way the conversation. Okay, so where do you want to go with the conversation, Q?
Oh well, this wasn't mine. I was to me that was like the main sentiment that was spoken to. I don't think that we've yet to talk about it or address it yet, which was the idea of. Because you spoke about, is it wrong to teach your daughter that? Like, what are y'all overall thoughts on the concept of what she said? Is a man less valuable if he doesn't work? I guess that is that like pretty much the notion. She called him a bitch because he stayed at home,
he's not a
and
provider.
he went out to do whatever. It sounded like Johnny, you said that you would teach your daughter both people should, so he does have a little less value to an extent. I'm probably closer to you. I think that. What I would easily teach would be what was the question you asked him to make him answer that?
No, I wanted to answer his daughter.
Oh, I teach my daughter that. Yeah, I would teach my daughter to be an independent person. I wouldn't teach her to rely on.
I'm talking about as a man. Like, what would you teach as a result?
What kind of man for her to go? I think that he should work as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think if my daughter wants a man, it should be a man that's able to protect and provide.
But there's not going to be like this stringent income thing. It's going to be way more like emphasis on quality of, like character,
weight, character, upbringing.
Yeah. Like those will probably be things that I want to highlight.
I think that matters a lot more.
Obviously, be smart. Don't get a nigga that's trying to like, especially if you're successful, not finding a guy that's going to be looking to mooch off of you, and take advantage of you and those different things. And yeah, like that. That'd be the main thing that I teach, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay.
When is the last time you heard about a kid getting their mouths washed out with soap? They are raised to be stupid these days.
I ain't never actually got my mouth washed out with soap. But I know that was something like my grandma would say.
But I
feel like we got that at the house.
I got threatened.
I'm pretty sure my mother. I'm sure my mother on here. She'll let us know. I'm almost sure, but
I got threatened.
Like sometimes when you a kid, some of that shit be blended in together.
But no, like
I'm almost sure it probably wasn't me. It probably was like my brother, my cousin Raja. But like
somebody caught the soap.
I got threatened with the soap, and then what the soap
they did
was.
All the shit that
the soap was a belt.
Where I just
the soap was a belt.
The soap was a belt.
Okay, yeah, that was more. That's probably closer to what.
That's what this. I was like, oh shit, and then like, the soap was a belt.
As a general rule, sorry, but yes, the man is supposed to be the provider, and the woman a housewife taking care of the kids. Yes, there are exceptions, but it's normal. The kid wasn't wrong. All right, and
she shouldn't have called him a bitch though. Like,
but they was cracking on kids. It was just like kids making jokes.
Exactly, it was just kids making jokes. It's like saying your mama such and such. You know what I mean?
This is actually the point I was sitting there thinking about. In today's society, there's a weird conception amongst where you can be a person and stay at home, and it looks like you're a bum, and their mother goes out to work, but you work from home.
It's possible.
That's one of the things. I was like, she just assumed like she don't live in their house to know what he really doing.
Yeah. Yeah, so but I mean that shouldn't, in my opinion, it shouldn't even have been that far because with kids, like they just joning. Like you was talking shit about me, and then I fired that's something. Bro, that's normal
shit.
Bro.
She said something that her mama done mentioned at the house. So like it's like that's where it's like.
But she only tied in the idea of like she's teaching her daughter to look for a man that protects and provides.
I 100% believe. You know what I mean? I definitely and I like to set the example for my daughter. I like that she sees me go to work every day and come home. Like I like that. Like that's the expectation, and my son as well. I like for him to see me going to work every day, coming home every. You know what I mean? And their mom's there taking care of them. They can clearly see that as a man, this is what the standard is. And I honestly, I believe that's the standard. That's definitely the standard that I stand on.
Chat. Do y'all would y'all teach your daughter to be or how did you just say? You lined it up perfectly, but I'd love to hear the chat's perspective. When it comes down to like how would you or what would you push your daughter into? The concept of I don't even want to go down there yet. Good, Johnny, go say what you was about to say.
Because I was wondering what you about to say, because I didn't well either way, I don't care.
What did I say?
You were talking about the idea that both people should work.
Yeah, both people working.
Yeah. I'll take it out of I think adults. Like if you're an adult, you should be able to take care of yourself.
I 100%
as a woman, like even if you can take care of yourself, something you should look for in a man.
But I also
somebody that could take care of you as well. Not because you can't take care of yourself, because that's how he feels about you, because he wants to take care of you. And I think that's what I would teach my daughter.
We're finna mess around and get into a whole traditional modern conversation.
To look for is not just the ability to take care of you or financial, but the want to, because he.
And that was kind of where I was about to.
What you bring to the table, or who you are as a person, your character, whatever it may be, but the want to provide for you, not just ability.
Yeah, and I think that another thing when I honestly think that a man should want to or aspire to take care of his family. Not saying that every man will get to the point to where they can, but I think that every man, like that in your mind, you should be like, I would love to be able to take that. That's my goal. My goal would be to take care of my family myself. That's my goal.
I mean, who wouldn't want to buy their mama a house and tell their woman she ain't got to work no more?
No, but I'm saying like, and I was talking to a female that was close to me recently, and she was saying that she was talking to a dude, and he pretty much made it apparent. And I tried to tell her like that may be like the dudes having to be kind of in defense right now, or some dudes feel that they had to be in defense. He may still believe that, you know, he wants to take care of, you know what I mean, his family in the broader idea, but like they kind of say the 50-50 thing or whatever, they put that up front. But I was trying to give Buddy benefit of the doubt, but it was kind of crazy because she was like, no, he doesn't. He believes like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. His goal is not to take care of the family or be a provider. His goal is to have a wife that is also working. That's his goal, would be that him to have an old lady that works.
I mean, he could probably find that though.
Well, he probably can.
Yeah, so
he probably can.
What's wrong with his goal?
Hey, I ain't saying that. What I'm saying is that for me, that isn't my goal. My goal is not to have a working woman.
That's okay too.
I mean, I guess like and when once my kids get to a certain age, I would say yeah, but not like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's not like my goal. My goal would be for me to be able to take care of it myself.
All right. You may be a professional hustler of anything, not just drugs, but you have no office, but the family is taken good care of while the mom has a professional job. Kids need to learn to shut the fuck up.
Them jokes gotta fly.
No, they do.
Like if that kid that you like, bro,
hey,
shouldn't be sick.
Eggs, Tony
I got a roast.
Eggs, Tony Red. Them your mama jokes be fucking deadly.
Hey, well, murder. The joke, bro. If you can't take a joke, bro, like why would you go and tell your mom that oh, she just said that?
Well, that's because it cuts too deep,
bro. No, bro, you ain't never.
Somebody was really hurt,
bro. Who was in the hood went and told their mama, bro? You just caught that. Sometimes you won, sometimes you lost.
Well, that's why we got to bring back no snitching.
Nah, you going too far now.
I got my mouth washed out with soap. I had to double up my cuss words the next day.
Down be a wild boy.
No, I never used soap as a form of punishment. I used the boomerang shoe.
What was the boomerang shoe?
Somebody like it going around the corners.
Dude, that's that good stuff.
That was.
You ain't used to dodge shoes.
Curve on the shoe.
That motherfucking Patrick.
You ain't had to dodge shoes when you was growing up.
Shoes. I mean, extension cord. I don't specifically remember shoes.
But that shoe just be close, whatever closest.
I've dodged switches, extension cords, belts, shoes. Specific shoes ain't have enough. Like my parents like something with some reach.
But you got plenty of reach on that shoe.
I guess my parents couldn't throw. They was hitting me with something.
Mom dudes get to looking. The shoes are always right there, like the flip flop or like whatever that work shoe was.
I never dodged the shoe.
You can dodge a shoe. You can
dodge a ball, right?
I don't think kids should be talking like that, but also people so offended. Your mama jokes are told all the time, and no one went to their parents.
Facts.
Tell me facts, not cap. Facts.
The problem with the whole conversation is this: a lot of men need to get told by a woman that they are fucked up individual, and sometimes as a little girl, should be told no one likes a bitch.
I would tell my daughter the other day, nobody likes mean people.
That's a little girl.
Yeah, I mean not be, but like just the idea. Nobody likes mean people. Nobody likes people that are
like
nobody likes that.
You ain't got to like bitches. Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, nobody likes anybody that's mean.
In my family, the women would shame me if I wasn't taking care of my husband and giving him the king treatment. We just raised to do that. Find a good man and take care of him because we want to.
Tara G the GOAT.
Shout out
Tara G the GOAT.
My daughter was taught to be individual. They had brothers and father to look up to give them the example of what a man should be. Again, I was raised by a bunch of Spanish women, all married and very happy, 0 divorces.
That's dope.
Tell them, Tara.
That's dope to even come from that kind of, you know what I mean? To
And
see
Sharon-
that much successful marriage around you and stuff.
She said, Sharon Young, this is how it should be. Like agreeing with her comment. You should not have your ankle of taking care of a woman in today's society because today's woman will only look at that, laugh at it, and wait for you to die and bury you with your insurance money. Ooh. Wow, she said, Magic says, wow, this is one viewpoint. Thanks for throwing all women into one broad bucket.
Said that, talking about
Tara was talking to
Oh yeah.
Hey, well, the chat on fire. So we moving into the questions, or do we want to go over?
Oh yeah, we got it. I think we're like 1:30 almost.
Yeah. No, we good. Y'all boys want to take this?
Damn. He ain't won in a minute either.
Nah, I haven't won anything in a minute.
How the fuck that happened?
Cause you trash.
Yeah.
I'm first round king.
That might be like the first time since like episode 13 in this season or something like that.
I'm first round king.
It's been a minute. I don't even know what to do with my hands.
We gave this man the trophy. He don't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm Jaylen Brown out here.
The best player on the country.
Hey, we're gonna talk about the game too, but not on. We ain't gotta do it on here. Let's keep it moving.
But all right, you want to talk about Democrats? You got sex toys on your mind, and I want to talk about this FBA shit. Let's go. We can start with
sex toys.
We can start with Rail, then I'll go me, then Johnny.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start it off for the week. So this was
spicy shit.
Yeah. So like my sister was actually talking to me about she sent me an article and I read on it, and they would talk about how far along the sex robots are getting. So it's not toys, it's actually like these humanoid things that's supposed to like how far they've gotten. And I was looking, I can't remember.
Robots? This is the new thing.
Oh, it's actually not so super new. It's been a thing that they've been kind of working on for a bit of time here. And and so they said either way, there was also a lady on Joe Rogan's podcast that I was listening to, and they were talking about it. And she's actually been to some of the factories where they're making them, and she's kind of abreast to how far along they actually are. But one of the statistics that she talked about was she said that in the millennials said that 30% of millennial males and 20% of millennial females haven't had sex within a year. So we can look at the social already kind of like the look at what porn is now, like how it's you can literally go on porn back in the day, like everything you had to pay for. Like I think that we're or how do y'all believe what effects do you think that something like these sex robots would have on the society? And then I'll go a bit further in a minute to ask you, do you believe that sex is overrated in, let's say, American culture?
I want to answer the first one, but I mean, if you give up real sex for a robot, there's something that's called natural selection, and I think it's probably best, like, for the society anyway. Like, if that's your opt out, oh, I got this option over here, I'm not even gonna try. I'm just not even, because I got this over here. Hey, good riddance. Like, you probably didn't deserve to reproduce anyway. You were probably gonna make bad.
That's crazy.
And so if that's your option, like if you like, because there's always gonna be real sex and real relationships out there. It might be a little hard. Of course, it's always gonna be harder than the robot and the AI. So if you take the easy route, that says something about your character and who you was, and it's probably for the best. But I think there's always gonna be real relationships out there, and people doing the real thing, and the numbers might skew a little bit, but I think it'll ultimately, they probably make. If you don't have sex with a woman because you got a robot, you probably don't need a kid. It's a reproduce.
You don't need a kid.
You probably don't need to reproduce. So like, yeah.
And it was also, and I'll say this too, they were also saying that like this idea, could this be where, you know how they was talking about population control? They're trying to kill all of us, all of these different things. And he was saying like, okay, well, what about the idea that once this comes in, that we're going to naturally decide?
We're not going to naturally decide to do that.
Well, I mean, there'll be a good population of people, or I won't say the majority, but there will be a population of people.
Small percentage of people that decide to go that route.
Well, how far are you putting like this scenario in the future?
What do you mean? How?
Are you talking about like right now? Are you talking about like
oh no, I'm just
talking about like people.
Just I guess where, let's say, I didn't think about it that way. Let's say in.
Well, before you get there, what was your first question?
What do you think the effects will be on society with these advanced sex dolls?
And I think
so do we have? We don't really have like. When I looked it up, it looked like them little silicone little thing dolls would just be sitting there.
Yeah.
My first question to you would be, when using that, would you? It was too perfect. But yeah, you like, will your abs hurt after?
Oh no, you can make the dog do all the work.
The ab niggas in there. Hey,
you'll make the dog do all the work then.
Oh, so she's just getting on top of you, yeah? Like,
I guess that would be the idea. But she should be light, right? I don't know.
Okay, all right. But
get them, bro.
What was the impact? To me, honestly, probably more than not. I think it probably helps sustain longer relationships longer, to be honest. Where people are having that's outside of a prostitute or going to go cheap.
But that's a supplement. That's not in like as an option. Other than you're talking about people that are still in real relationships, but he's talking about people.
What are we talking about? Like incel niggas? I think that from I don't know, like 23 and under, like I think naturally people are still going to do the thing that they always did because people are still inside those exact same communities. Explicitly 18 and under, like elementary school, middle school, high school, unless we go to like a work from home model.
I think the question was speaking of will the sex dolls increase the incel community? I think
that's pretty much what it is. But I mean, that's the at least the idea of what I was thinking. That's kind of why I was thinking. In my opinion, in my opinion, it would increase it. I think we're naturally not trying to. We're naturally
increase the incel community and decrease.
I don't think it will.
I think it'll decrease the birth rate and it also increase the incel because I think that we're naturally, well, not me, but like a lot of the what I'm seeing is that a lot of these people. Say it again.
I said, has porn decreased the birth rate?
No, I don't think that. I don't think. Well, shoot.
And then it's gonna be like they're
I mean,
an extreme.
the cost of living.
I mean,
is
that's the has it like has the porn.
And then my other part would be
that's Google
that likely these sex dolls are going to have an overhead in which it's not going to be available for the average person for
based on what they were
really
saying.
Long time.
They were saying like the cheap one was like $600, and then like the most expensive one was like a few thousand.
But they're talking about like a
I don't gotta save for
that's disposable. Like who got 600 for a toy?
I ain't gotta save for it.
But
I got mine on pre-order.
But let's also understand like what they're talking about when they say like the 600 or like the current version of a sex doll is just a doll that has like human-esque feeling skin, and it might be, I forget what the little jack off things is,
and they got a hole.
Yeah, they got a hole, and it probably like twirls like this. That's it.
Why would they make it twirl?
I have no idea.
How do you know that?
Well, I know what a sex doll is, and from what I just Googled it when I was just looking right now, because I was like,
I should have sent y'all the video. It's a YouTube video from the company that's actually that's like ahead of everyone else, and like the dolls are literally like talking and everything. So the doll was talking. They're saying that they still haven't got to the point to where it can just walk itself and put itself into positions and stuff. But they're saying that, like,
but those dolls don't exist across the board yet.
So that means you got to carry that motherfucker up the stairs.
You still got to carry it. For what I'm saying,
that's some wild shit.
But she can talk to you, and the mouth move, and the eyes, she blinks, and all that stuff.
So it looked like a Teddy Ruxpin from back in the day, and they got a whole. I don't know, like this.
I was about to say this is the paraplegic.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not interested at all.
Yeah, that was a crazy thing. But, yeah, to me, I think that like it's almost like a 50-year, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like how quickly could this become affordable to like the average incel.
Well, I mean,
like porn is easily like it's a big thing because it's free and easily accessible.
Right.
I don't know if like what all the little man things, like I forget what them shits be called.
Pocket pussy.
Yeah, the pocket pussy things. Like them shits ain't just like impacting and running off the shelf and shit like that. They even got like ass like versions of it and shit like that.
Yeah.
We ain't seen like the change happen.
You know the thing about dudes is that the cleaning
terrible.
thing.
Yeah.
See, I think that's why it never will be like a big thing.
I don't think niggas
dudes say-
experience it to even know about the cleaning thing.
Bro, but,
Yeah,
you know how humbling they gotta be to clean it. Like,
Bro, that's crazy work, bro.
Like,
most niggas ain't even going that far. They think they can get a big job.
But they
be quiet if y'all want.
I can't speak for them niggas. I can't speak for them.
Oh, okay.
I can't speak for them.
We gonna let this
that's
episode
hilarious though.
Cap.
You said a big jump. I mean, hey,
Stop it.
I wasn't for the cap.
Oh, go ahead, Johnny.
Hey, it been some dark
Say
nights.
it get dark.
It been some dark nights and some sunny days.
Cloudy days. Dark nights and
Dark nights and cloudy days.
Dark nights and some cloudy
Honey
days.
Jackson to pen away.
Yeah.
Off the jack.
Hey. It's dark.
It
That's
been some
dark.
dark nights and some cloudy days. Hey,
All right, so let's go to my second question on this. This one I think is like interesting. It could be interesting. Do you believe sex is overrated in American culture?
Yeah, yeah. It is definitely overrated as far as when it comes to like capitalism, because sex sells, and so I think when it comes to like the exploitation of sex and how they propagandize sex against us. Propagate. Okay, my bad. You know, I'd have missed that on the SAT. Propagate, but how they propagate sex against us is definitely like overrated. Like me personally, I've gone out my way for sex and done things I know I shouldn't have fucking did just to get some fucking sex. And yeah, that means it
should have just got the dog.
That means it's fucking overrated. Nah. Nah, but that definitely mean like, cause, and especially when you get older, the older you get and the more sex you've had, the less value it naturally has, because what's it called, a surplus. I mean, the more sex you've had, the less it matters. And if you haven't had a lot of sex, then it's gonna matter a lot. But if you lived your life, sold your what they call sold your royal oats, it's not gonna matter as much. But yeah, I think it's definitely overrated.
Q.
Is sex overrated? I guess probably. I think that if you are basing the basis of your relationship primarily off of sex, I think that that's like a younger version of a relationship. And that's why I do think that is like them early 20s explicitly, like you got to get that out your system, just so like that's not something that's driving your decision making as you get older. Because of there ends up being a lot more valuable things inside a relationship, and there's a lot bigger things to look at with a person outside of literally the objectification of them inside like the sexual manner. Even though we also have to put this at a baseline where sex does matter. Like saying that it's overrated doesn't mean that you shouldn't enjoy sex with the person that you are going to be with.
For sure.
And yeah, I think that the longer that you're inside any version of a relationship, like you're not going to fuck after a year the way that you fucked after 2 months. You're not going to fuck after two years at the way that you did a year. Like it's always going to be its own progression. And like once you get to a certain space, you find a good rhythm, but you learn that that's not like the explicit day to day. And the easiest way that you can tell like if people are still inside like an arrested development mindset, a lot of times is when niggas think that they can't go a day if they with a girl or 2 or 3 days without having sex. It's like you ain't been inside a long enough relationship yet. Like you still in a rabbit fucking that stage. And like I said, that's my opinion. Should you have sex? Yes. And you should have what Unc said as you know what I mean, you know, it's sloppy, freaky sex as you possibly can with the person that you love. But also keep that inside its own basket and understand that there's so many other things to kind of like
other baskets.
Yeah, pay attention to where don't like just if the sex is fire, that might be a trap. What they call it, a succubus.
That Erykah Badu.
Now, what's the
from what we hear?
A siren.
Oh, siren.
Yeah, about the same thing.
Hey, let's get to them comments. I think we got some good ones.
Well, Rel ain't answer if sex is overrated either.
For me, to me, I think it is. I think it's especially like I agree with everything you said. Sex is a beautiful thing, but when you look at the way that it impacts us socially, it's just like it's too blown out. Like, come on, dog. Like, and I understand as a child with the child mind, you could believe, it does seem as though it's that important to you. But as an adult man, like you said, unless you're arrested developed, you don't value if you're.
You gotta get this shit out you.
You don't develop it. Yeah, if you've developed yourself as a man, it's just not that serious.
Royal oats.
And I think also, like, yeah, just the belief. I think that we should kind of intentionally bring it down a notch because you can see what it's doing. Like you can see that it's doing. It's causing a lot of harm to the community.
Everybody has made bad decisions for sex,
for sure.
And like if it's something that like
maybe the sex dolls to solve that. Nah,
I'm gonna keep on making these bad decisions.
I wouldn't say overrated. I feel like overrated is the wrong word for it. I think it's like misvalued. If maybe that's
misvalued.
Like the value is placed in like
he having.
I think there's a
he healing his.
Hey, I am though.
Hey, who was that? What was that? Was that Kevin Gates was talking about that?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, bro.
Nah, but I don't think it's an appreciation when it comes to sex with our society, just because we overexposed to it. So like we got porn everywhere. It's ass on Instagram all day. Like it's easy to get one off. Like I think in the 90s or even like coming up, it was a lot less harder to do that. So there was maybe more of an appreciation and understanding. But I think like, yeah, people don't even understand the whole point of like two people coming together and how that even like. I think it goes deeper than what we even be thinking about. That's just my take. I don't think it's overrated. I think sex is a beautiful thing. I just think we got the appreciation in the wrong place for it. Like it's more a thing like we just pleasure is overrated. I guess I don't know. I don't know how I want to word it because I think we just focused on pleasure. We ain't focused on anything else with.
Never mind.
You talking about them soul ties?
I'm gonna say, man, you gotta get out of there, bro. You can't.
You gotta get out of there, bro.
You gotta get out of there, soul.
Nigga crazy. That nigga can appreciate sex, bro.
Stupid, bro.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get as deep as I can.
Let's get to some comments, bro. I don't even know where we left. Oh
yeah. If I leave my old lady or she leaves me, I'm going to get me one of them robots because that's what she needed in my. That's what's needed in my life. Real talk, just saying.
Hey, Real got the link.
Ain't got no fucking link, bro.
The niggas that's above the curve right now. 600. Tell them what you can get for 800.
Nah, bro.
What's the upgrade?
And you can probably get that finance, bro.
I ain't say 0% interest for 12 months.
What's the Cybertruck version of the sex doll?
I don't know, bro.
That's the one he getting right there.
That's the BBW.
I don't need one.
Yeah, me neither. I got your mom. Sex is not overrated because think of all the women that you see with broke dudes. They just set them down very well and they stay with them and they're very attractive women.
I don't know how long they stay with them though. Like they end up what's the cliche that they be calling them, Tyrones and shit like that. They do
it's a
the home. What is it? The homeless sexuals. They do exist.
The hobo sex.
And I feel like you ain't really lived your life if. All right, never mind. But
you ain't never fucked for some bed
for a living.
Like if your fucking didn't come with incentives from what like.
Oh no, I
understand
what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand.
Like
I like this neighborhood.
Like it's fun over here. I don't necessarily like you, but
I'm
like,
wear this motherfucker out.
Yeah.
I like this neighborhood.
Man, you be cooking.
I for sure ain't never stayed in the freshman dorm. Like I didn't stay in my dorm my freshman year for sure.
Not in the dorm, but
I had the apartment with the upper class.
Oh no, never mind. Go ahead.
Oh, let's see where else was it? Some of these women these days don't do anything for their men other than sex. They might be replaced easier than those that take care of their men, children, and household. Mm-hmm. Yeah, shoes. Even the ones who take care of their household still.
She ain't missing.
It ain't replacing.
I but listen.
She ain't say nothing about
this is the uncomfortable conversation.
That 5
probably. Who do you think has like the longer shelf life? The woman that's doing all the take care of the kids and all that shit, and she ain't putting out, or shorty that's going crazy but she ain't doing shit.
Shorty that's going crazy got the
on a motherfucking leash,
bro. Yeah, like you gonna deal with that.
It's not what it should be.
And
I think that like
no, because
most people operate
you ain't gotta be with the shorty that's going crazy. Like if you
how many niggas are with the wrong shorty?
But
I'm saying if you got a woman and then you go with the shorty that's going crazy, you still choosing her over like.
And a lot of niggas end up choosing that female and then find out how toxic she is. Like it's not like a crazy amount of women that are fulfilling that thing, but it is a bunch of niggas with a bunch of them women that ain't providing nothing but sloppy.
But are they? See, I was thinking you were saying that they was actually like with them though.
Oh no, the nigga put up with their shit way longer.
But
a woman that's not putting out, but is doing all the housely shit, or the woman that is like going crazy, but ain't doing shit else.
Like you gonna stay with a woman that got red flags that's pleasing you versus a woman that got all the green flags that's not pleasing.
That's boring as fucking.
You're gonna go with the
y'all niggas weirdos, bro. I can't agree. I hear what you saying.
Oh no,
I just still can't.
So you ain't never.
What you saying sound good, but when you was 25 and under,
that's cap,
almost
bro.
every nigga was on that.
Oh no,
you
talking now? You talking about
nobody's talking about like literally right now. We talking about like in general with
when
like,
you're young.
With
okay.
I don't even want to put it that young. I think that we're all a little bit more mature.
Well, it's people that ain't
but
been like.
I think
satisfied.
that most niggas when given that, it's the reason why niggas be leaving a good woman for these smuts and then be outside looking bad. Bro. Like it's not like this is like an untold story that doesn't happen all the time.
Most times, but see, and the reality is that niggas do not be leaving their old lady for smuts. They get caught fucking with the smut, and then they old lady leave.
I don't know that.
That's what the reality of it is. That's the reality. But you still don't niggas really be picked niggas.
But you still
old ladies don't even be leaving off of cheating.
Like bro, you still choosing the smut though. Like if you willing to risk it all for the smut, that mean you putting your.
And a lot of times it be like they overly laying up or doing like all these extra shit with. But most women off of one cheat, they not leaving off one cheat.
Hold on. So just to make sure y'all understand what I was only understanding that I don't agree with what y'all was saying as far as like the dudes choosing the smut over the woman that's cooking and taking care of.
Did you understand the asterisk within that? I think like if we're just saying a woman like both women are having the exact same sex and all that shit, I think that they's obviously going to stay with the
no, you said the one that was going crazy.
The woman is not putting out, but is doing all the good things.
Oh, you talking about you can't I guess niggas definitely don't want to not have sex at all.
But a lot of men are in sexless relationships and leave them for like this smut that ain't got shit good going for
the hoe.
Like that's not like this thing that's like crazy.
But I don't be thinking
because your shorty was tired Tuesday, Wednesday.
No, I get that. I heard it like dudes been married for a long time and don't be getting no.
And a nigga put up with so much more shit with shorty that is filling their like quote unquote natural pleasures and the pleasure principle than like this good woman that's doing all the great things, but like maybe they're not having like this crazy freaky sex. Maybe they're not like she doesn't want to have sex as much as he wants or whatever his appetite is. This is a fact.
Yeah, I don't think they be leaving though. I think those niggas be cheating a lot.
Oh man, yeah, we probably got to move on to the next topic. Y'all want to finish one of these comments?
I say run them down quick if it's not too many.
It's a few of them.
Yeah, it's a few of them. There's too many women with daddy issues for me to go get a doll.
Hey, nah, down is crazy.
He a wild boy.
You dudes don't understand that if sex toys for men was a lot better, then prison terms would be a lot better.
I don't understand that comment, but we'll move on.
That's how I basically like if sex toys.
Nah, if you, bro, I don't understand niggas who do that in and out of jail shit, bro. How's you getting locked up and not being able to get none, bro? Having the idea of getting none for extended periods of time, it's crazy, bro. They need to put the sex dolls in the prison, bro.
The fact that you can't get pussy is probably one of the biggest things.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy,
about
bro.
Jail, like I'm gonna follow these laws.
Yeah, I'm on the porch, bro. I'm a law-abiding for sure.
He did it.
So you snitch?
Hey, he did. I'm gonna go get some pussy after that snitch.
Trying to understand. You guys need to understand that the women that are amongst your age, if you are not married already, are with you because what you can provide and what you can do. Okay.
You might have to read that again.
I know what I can do.
I was trying to understand it.
My abs be hurting.
Say it. Read it one more time.
You guys need to understand that the women that are amongst your age, if you are not married already or with you, are with you because what you can provide.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Saying. Or with you.
The ones our age and already chose up, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that's left can provide and do what you do. That's what he's saying.
I don't care what anyone says. If the sex is not good, you're not going to be happy. You're going to cheat, and cheating is one of the top things that happens within your relationship that makes it fail. I think sex used to mean something. Now it means nothing. Now we have a degenerate culture that does not make families and relationships thrive. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
That's a better way of saying what I was trying to say.
Yeah, because it sounded like he was on some other shit.
Nah,
let him get to the next one, man.
Nigga Johnny said
he already read it.
We need to understand that we can come at the drop of a dime, but for a woman it takes a special skill. Then that's where all his coming to teach you young people speaking to men.
This has got to be a typo.
Yeah. Why is the housewife to shorty comparison? Did you assume the housewife was not putting out? That was interesting.
No, all right. So I made that specifically for that reason. Like, obviously, I think that
She a Hispanic woman, so
no. Talk. What he was trying to do is, I just entertained it. What he's trying to do is, he was making a very extreme example. That's what he was doing. He was making the extreme example for going from one side all the way over to the other, and that was where you wanted to make the comparison point, sir.
Yeah, it's because I wasn't specifically talking about the point that we were talking. I went and did a thought experiment, but you know what I mean. It's all right. Again, Tara, this wasn't saying that most, because obviously like your housewife. So I understand what you're saying, where like that thing could be quote unquote offending. I'm not saying that housewives that take care of the house, kids and children, shouldn't be valued at like as utmost. In comparison to whether even you're saying like a working woman or anything like that. I think that what housewives do is really, really valuable and it's fire. I also don't think that just because you're a housewife, you're not putting out at all. And I ain't saying that you can't be having that the fun, freaky, sexy. I don't know if you be watching TikTok. They got that whole little trad. What do they call it? Tradcon
moonwalking.
That be what you call it? It ain't a moonwalk. See what niggas also tend to not be able to do.
Using that extreme example, wasn't he, Johnny? She got it too.
No, see, this is why like it'd be hard to have like fun conversations because of niggas can't understand nuance more times than not. So like I'll point out a really, really interesting thing in which I think most people will go to the like toxic pleasure principle thing before they go with what's good for them. And I was using that example to point that thing out.
Okay.
But yeah, like niggas can't read in between the lines and follow nuance, so I'm gonna tap out.
I can't follow nuance.
Hey, that's what he do to you. He just did he
tell me where I lied at.
When he have his little joke like that, is really what he be going around to is that you're slow and you can't keep up. So it's your problem.
All I'm asking you is tell me where I lied at.
It's your problem to deal with, Johnny.
All I'm asking is tell me where I lied at. Okay, move on.
Everybody say lie, but a moonwalk.
Okay, that's what you
say. Just beat it.
A moonwalk is
a moonwalk would be going back on what I said. I meant everything that I said, and I still stand on that. That's what I'm saying. I was explaining nuance
and
just to make sure
she understood the example after she had already commented.
Yeah. All right. There we go.
Nephew, most of these women was with these broke dudes while they were a dime, but they see the light and get with the pretty good dude when they are for penny less than a dime, babies.
I think I probably agree.
Now that is, I see that a lot. It'd be girls that like had an attitude while they was like baddies, and then like
once they had a baby, once they pushed one of them out,
but they still had the same attitude, and it's like, sort of, you not like.
Well, that's that Vivica Fox joke.
This ain't 2011.
I ain't wrong. I
think
that's also corny. That Vivica Fox little thing that's going around. She's 50, bro.
What
they comparing
mean?
her at 25 to 50. That's crazy.
No, that ain't even it. That's exactly what Johnny was saying.
But there are women who go from 25 to 35 to 45 and keep the same attitude like you 25.
Oh wait, is Vivica A. Fox like keeping the same attitude or something?
I don't know if she is.
I just see niggas like comparing her picture from 25.
Oh no, that's not what I was talking about. What I was talking about was
I'm not talking about
bro.
Vivica.
That's
I'm not
a grandma.
But I know women who have done that same transition who got the same attitude from the before picture.
Then you probably should like make sure that you avoid them. I think that like it's shitty people.
They was basically just sharing that because she was acting like she had options, and they was just trying to say, "Look, you don't got the options. You can't just choose to get married now. It's not up to you whether you get married."
One of my favorite
Vivica A. Fox is going to like if she wants to get married.
She just want to marry anybody.
That's my point.
It's about over with.
Here's one of my favorite.
Y'all don't think Vivica A. Fox, even as BBW as she might be right now?
Oh, she can find somebody, but it ain't gonna be nobody that she wanting to fuck with.
But no, I'll say this right here.
That'd be a better thing. Like adjust your standards. But
it's
too many niggas that then beat off to her that's gonna like do some simp shit for her.
I got the Tootsie Rolls and them Debbie cakes in there.
I got the perfect analogy. Men fuck who they can. Women fuck who they want.
Facts.
Men marry who they want. Women marry who they can. So at this point of Vivica, she's gonna marry who she can. It's probably not gonna be the ideal person that she really wanted to marry back in the day.
pretty soon we're gonna hear her say, "Yeah, I just decided I don't want to be married.
I love myself. She gonna love herself in about 30 days.
Or she gonna marry somebody she can.
30 days.
She gonna
she ain't gonna get no like
she not finna
Hollywood
settle,
big
bro.
ball XYZ.
She's saying that y'all niggas just ain't worth it. She'll be settling for you, Johnny. And
I'm
she
not trying to marry
settle,
Vivica.
bro.
I would not marry
She
Vivica.
not finna settle for you, Johnny.
I done seen what's that movie? Two Can Play That Game. I ain't fucking with Vivica.
Sometimes you gotta cheat a little to spice up the relationship. Competition
This
never hurt
is
no one.
ignorant, bro.
Damn, B is a crazy boy.
What do y'all think of that statement?
Yeah, nah, I ain't hell no.
Nephew, you sound like a dude that is being pinched into a circle. Yo, we just want to have fun. Man and woman should have it together. Stop that.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Who?
What is that?
That's your uncle.
Oh no, I get it. I'm trying to understand what he's talking about.
I don't know.
You sound like a dude that has been pinched into a circle. I don't know what that means. Hey, tell me what point you're talking about.
A woman can love you and can be in love with you, but you have to satisfy her sexually just as she does you. Most men never do that and get mad about it.
That's rough.
The abs don't be hurting.
They ain't putting in that. Gotta drop that Osama. You gotta drop that Osama.
Weapon of mass destruction.
You fuck around and then Tyrone be right there because you at work putting in all the hours and Tyrone done slid in. Because he got all the free time in the world.
And Tyrone came in with 3 strokes and dog.
Tyrone abs don't be hurting.
Like you rabbit fucking came in with 3 strokes and then
right. Tyrone slide in. They talk about 3 strokes. He come in and put that Osama on there.
Yeah, we'll be dripping, sweating.
Yeah, exactly. But go ahead.
Shoot, we on who's topics next?
I'll go next. In which I guess we'll be shifting gears. It's not like as well. We'll see where the conversation takes it. But my topic today is based off a little bit of the conversation with the unpack, and just something that I've just been noting and paying attention to and seeing recently. Where
Wednesday 9:30.
You said it.
Unpack at the To Be Fair show every Wednesday. Come check us out.
We fun conversations.
We get a little bit more in depth, a little more. What would you call it? A little more, a little more heady with some of the. We think about them, break them down a little more. But yeah, every Wednesday.
We're gonna start shooting commercials.
9:30 p.m. Check us out. Unpack.
We can plug them in the stream.
I'll let them get back to it.
Yeah. But yeah. So what I've noticed, and this can go from. Like the Kevin Samuels conversation, the Tariq Nasheed FBA conversation, but then you can look at like whether you go like our civil rights leaders and all these different things, and it was triggered a little bit by Kofi and his conversation about FBA being a cult, and how I started thinking about how people gravitate towards these charismatic. Umar's another one. We talked about Umar for a while today. These really charismatic leaders, and like they fall in love with whatever they're saying at the moment. And sometimes it might not be something that they identify with, is of their actual real reality, but they really enjoy this person and the things that, like, when they say it, how they say it, and yeah, I don't know. I asked the question more so, how do we get better at and avoid falling for people over the actual movement? And as I said, if I go back to Unpacked in the conversation, everybody loved like Kevin Samuels as a person, but I couldn't find an actual point that people were agreeing with. Even after I went back to it multiple times, in which every time people talk further, they was like, well, I actually don't live by any of those things, and I date women that's over this BMI. I'm cool with submission across the board for both people, and like down the line. But like whether you went to the rating, the body count, like every single thing that we went to as we talked to it, none of them agreed with it, but they did love the entertainment part. they did say that he should be valued more and cherished, and I'm a disciple, and all these different things like that. And I thought that it was really, really interesting to how I can constantly see, even within like the FBA conversation, it's this charismatic leader that people really enjoy. And even if some of the points are extremely divisive, he's witty, he's funny, people like him, he's charismatic. And even if these things aren't for the betterment of whatever the overall point is, the movement, XYZ, they tend to go for it. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I think if we're going to separate man from movement, people have to be really intentional about the movements that they choose to follow. Because, I mean, like you say, it's very easy to get caught up in a figurehead. And if you like it's cool to, it's 100% okay to like somebody and to support somebody because you like them. Just because you like somebody don't mean you have to support 100% of the things they say, and vice versa. Just because you support something don't mean that you have to like all the people that also support it or all the people that are a part of the movement. And you can disagree with some of the movement, but it's an intentional separation that has to happen. You can't, when it comes to movements, thoughts, political ideas, you can't tie that down to one person. You can't have your whole political identity tied to one person. Because
do you think that ends up being like a fault to us explicitly as black people? Often you hear there shouldn't be any black leaders or no more black leaders. I don't know if you've heard that, but like that's the thing where people say after, say, Martin Luther King died, the whole movement kind of dispersed. Or after XYZ person died or became defamed by this thing, the movement died. Do you think that is something that we struggle at actually applying, and we fall for people over movements? And as soon as that person who is a human, who is going to eventually have faults, get exposed, the entire movement tends to falter.
I mean, I think, can I answer that one?
Go ahead.
I mean, but I think that's what happens. That's an American thing. Like if you go to, and this is crazy, but if you
that's the American thing.
Well, I mean, it's a capitalism thing about how, like, when certain people are put in positions, they can take advantage of their power, and we're a capitalistic society, and that power matters way more than the character of the person or where the movement's going. You fell in love with this person, and now they have this capital, this power. You stay. That's what happens. It happens with like Martin Luther King. But like if you look at other like movements, say some of the stuff in Islam, their leader can die, but the movement.
Well, that's a religion. But Tone, I got a question for you real quick. Was that the Hebrews in the Bible that was they were asking for kings? Who was it?
It's crazy.
It's crazy you sitting there thinking
about.
Yeah. So like that, it's not. It's like that's not just a American thing. It's definitely not an American thing. I think that for whatever reason.
But no,
go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say address that point about like even if we talk about some of the Hebrews, Muslims, if you go to the Middle East, a lot of those movements, the leader of the movement can die. The movement is still
like the Taliban,
the Houthis.
Taliban they ain't popping no more.
I'm saying, but like you could go to like the Houthis. They're making a lot of noise in geopolitics right now. Their leader died 20, 30 years ago. And that
do they have like a new charismatic leader? But I
don't
think
know
Real
if they have
also
a new...
said that you like you are speaking more so about like a religion a little bit to where well, you said Houthis, which is like a branch off of it, and it's an extreme.
It's an extreme, but it's based off a dude. The dude died.
Oh, so he became a martyr.
And they are carrying his vision, and they're doing, whether we agree with it or not, but the movement is based off a leader who has already been dead.
Do you think that that's common, or is that like a example?
Yeah,
But
right.
Most of the majority of the examples that you would run down, typically are people, and then there's leaders, and then the leader dies, and then the movement disperses. To me, that seems like closer to the story of like
and
what I've seen across the board in human history. But
I mean, and maybe I'm just speaking of one example of my point that I do know about, that I have research. Maybe I don't know if I've done all.
Maybe, nigga.
like, I guess how many movements that had a face that this like that person died that it stuck around for a long time?
I mean, what about Elijah Muhammad and Nation of Islam?
That's a religion, bro.
But Elijah wasn't killed.
We still talking about just still a religious group.
But he wasn't killed though.
Okay, well then I said the Houthis. I ain't got another one right now. Let me let me go do some homework. I mean, that's the only one I got right now. Goddamn, I'll do some homework and come up with another one. But like right now, that's all I got. Yeah.
So I think and it's crazy for me. I can't even lie, like, bro. I think that we definitely have to be intentional of not just falling in love with the individual that it's because the charismatic, like, it is nice to have that charismatic speaker, you know what I mean? That person that can, you know what I mean? That attention grabbing, that person that will articulate the vision and the goal and keep people capsulated into their, you know what I mean? Into the vision. But I think that, like, we definitely, I don't know what it is about. And it was crazy. The reason why I brought up the Hebrews, it's because it's like we were doing it then too. So it's something about the way that we idolize. You know what I mean? It's something about us in the way that we idolize individuals based off their talent. We kind of do that, and if you gonna go all the way back to, if you can go all the way back to the Bible and Hebrews and see it there, this is nothing new. This is something that we've kind of got caught up and missed the goal doing multiple times.
You can even look at
you could go to the
civil rights.
You
movement,
could go to the 10 Commandments though, where they said don't worship false gods,
right?
And don't worship.
Those
even Moses warned us against this shit. This ain't something that's like, the idea of false prophets and bad leaders isn't a new thing, because even back then, the 10 Commandments, they say don't worship false prophets and don't worship idols. And so, like, even if you take it back there, God, they knew the problem with leaders and the problem with people that was in front and how power corrupts. That's why that's one of the that's one of the 10 Commandments.
Even have to deal with that. It's when you get to like Samuel and Kings and stuff, and you start seeing how and Judges, and you start seeing how the people had became by then, because they had got far away from what Moses people was doing.
But Moses knew. That's why he brought that tablet with the 10 Commandments. Moses knew.
He was told to write it all down.
And Moses, like, to act like Moses didn't know that. Like, he knew. That goes to the 10 Commandments.
I'm gonna tell you, like, kind of how, and this was not me being intentional at all. And for whatever reason, I really don't care about. I don't really care so much about people. I care like I like to listen. So, like, even when I watch podcasts, I don't sit and watch podcasts. I just listen
to points.
Yeah, I just listen. So, like, it doesn't matter who the person is at all. Like, I'm the guy. Like, I like I said, that was the first time I seen Amber Rose earlier. I don't really care.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't really care what these people look like. Like, I'd rather, if I like her music,
Amber Rose?
I don't like her music, so it's no reason. Doesn't she sing? Or is she a rapper or something?
She got known for being Kanye's girl.
She got an ass. That's all.
Yeah, but I mean, that ain't no reason for me to give a fuck that much. Okay. You know what I mean? It's a lot of ass out here. I just didn't know who she was. So, like,
Wiz Khalifa and Kanye.
Yeah. I just think that, like, yeah, we definitely care too much about, like, individuals instead of like I like Jordan Peterson, but I hope nothing happens to him, but he's like not so much of a. It's not that big a deal to me. I just like his mind. So I just listen to him talk all the time, but it's not like me actually putting him up on no pedestal to where, you know what I mean? I think that we shouldn't pedestalize humans at all. At all. We kind of do that, and that's just, I don't know, it's like I said, it's been happening since forever. And we just continuously do it. I don't know where it comes from, but it's something that we definitely should be intentional about getting away from, especially if it is a movement that is beneficial to the community, and then the person passes, and now we're pretty much like, you know what I mean? How many times does that have to happen before we realize that the movement is more important than the individual?
That's why Quinn asked the question, I guess, because it's like we've seen it to where, and it's like, well, what kind of movement would take, or what, like, to even outside of the leader, us to continue fighting the fight? Is it a unit, like, because it's like it's so many movements out there, and it's like whenever a leader die, the movement dies, or the movement can't continue. And like I say, I've seen even with like, I hate to go back to the Muslim, but like Al Qaeda or the Taliban and Osama, he died. They continued his mission, and it's like when our leaders die, it's like,
nah, them new niggas is running shit now. New boys.
Who?
What's the new Muslim extremist that they?
Would you act like he wasn't? The new dude was cool with Obama. He knew Obama coming up.
Are you talking about Osama?
Oh, not Obama, but Osama.
I thought if they were warring groups.
Nah, I was like, you said it right the first time.
Okay. I'm talking about Osama.
Oh, you on your FBA shit too?
No,
all right.
You said it right the
I'm
first
talking
time.
about
My dog Tone about to tell this nigga delineate.
I'm talking about Osama. I'm talking about after Osama died, those people continued his mission.
What's the new niggas? I can't think of their name.
Bro, I don't know the motherfucking name. It's it's something Muhammad, like. But
that wasn't it, Johnny.
Nah, I really think his name is Al something Muhammad. Like, I ain't.
No, I'm talking about like the new group. It's not Taliban. Is it?
You got ISIS and
ISIS. That's the new niggas. But them niggas be beefing with each other. They don't fuck with each other.
But all of that shit come down from like literally Obama, like the Bin Laden family. Like,
are you sure about this?
You said Obama again.
That's all. You said it right.
Well, I said Bin Laden.
You said Obama again.
You said Obama.
Okay, but it's the Bin Laden family. They were huge, like they're billionaires over there in Saudi Arabia. Mm-hmm. They fund a lot of that, a lot of the terrorist groups. Right. Even after Osama has died, the funding that comes, because they're in construction. So a lot of anytime you see like new construction going on in Jeddah and all of that, that's usually the Bin Laden group. You can even see them in like the cargo containers and stuff, like shipping. If you go to Charleston or some of the ports, the Bin Laden group is a multi-billion-dollar corporation, almost like Amazon or Apple in America. It just happens to be in Saudi Arabia. When Osama died, that family didn't stop making money. They continue to make money and funding whatever the fuck they want to fund. It's so it's like
still a little different though, Johnny. But I'm not trying to pick your
bro. Yeah, my bad. I just had to look this up. The Taliban and ISIS have different ideologies and goals and are at war with each other.
Okay, and which one is and
ISIS winning it, right?
Yeah.
He said, "I'm gonna try my Google."
Yeah, I got Google too, nigga. Google too. Fuck that.
So, Q, what is your position on your question?
Like, how do we?
And I'm gonna shut
up. I think that it just points out the error in the ways in which I think most people, most humans, most black people fall into when picking ideologies. A lot of times we go to and we gravitate to people that sound cool and fun and charismatic when it says it. And then we adopt these things. But then once it's held to the fire, you realize how little you either believe or you identify or practice these things. Or no. And I think that the solution would be actually understanding what you personally believe in, and then operate off of those things. Not caring about a charismatic leader, not telling you who can actually say these things the best, but what do you live by? What are your principles? And how does that ideology actually equate to those specific things? Not if it sounds good because you're a man, or sounds good because of like a religious affiliation, or sounds good because you're religious unaffiliation. What do you personally feel and believe as a person? That's thoughts.
And I'd agree with. I think we ain't really even go into how we can do better. Is I think, and I agree with you. Is what I realized, and I'm very grateful for the pod too. Is like it. You have to question pretty much in order to know what you believe. You have to question everything that you believe. You know what I mean? You have to because like it's so easy for somebody to literally pick apart something that you think you believe, but you ain't even really done enough research to know if that's what you actually believe or not. So on the surface level, somebody can just rap out, pull out a couple of things like on the Kevin Samuels thing, on the Kevin Samuels question y'all did on Wednesday, when you were asking what exactly are his talking points that you agree or disagree with. When you said like you know what I mean, the traditional, you know what I mean, or the modern, or do you believe in the high value man, or do you not believe in it, or you know what I mean? These type of ideas, it was crazy because as I was watching it, and this is not trying to talk negative to anybody, but I did notice that like you would literally just hear, and no, matter of fact, I don't even want to use that as the example.
Well, you just cannot say the names, and you could just talk about the concept of what you say.
Yeah, so just the idea of if for you to like the person, and that's what it boiled down to. It's almost like you like to be entertained by the person, not anything. And then, but and see, my thing is that I actually do feel that we got to keep respect on his name, but I actually and then I actually have a lived experience with it as well. So that may be another reason why I kind of find a little bit more, and I won't say attachment because it's not attachment, but I kind of
resonate with
it resonate. Yeah. Some of his talking points resonate with me, and some of them don't. And then I also find it weird when you find a person that disagrees with everything that a person says. Like anybody, there's not a single person that I've heard talk. And for me to say that I agree with you, what you say, I've had to have listened to you for a long time. Like I've listened to you for quite some time, like multiple hours of listening for me to be like, oh yeah, I agree with him. But then
can I say something real quick? This isn't like specifically like to you, so don't take it as that. But I often hear people say that same sentiment, but use that as a mask for when they do agree with a lot of crazy shit that niggas be saying.
Hold on, say
so like if whether it's Kevin Samuels or if it's whoever like charismatic leader that be like talking off the rails, when you question them, like this is the other side of it that I see you they use that as a disguise as well. When they say, well, I don't agree with 100% of anything that anybody says. But then they actually do agree with their crazy points. But they use that as a scapegoat to get away from like, I could be not agreeing with everything.
Yeah,
but they really do.
And then you don't even directly have a specific point that you can point out that you don't agree with. It's the same way as you know what I mean, going both ways with it. Yeah, and I see exactly what you mean.
Okay. Let's go over these comments, finish running down these comments, and go to the last topic. There's no civil rights leaders amongst the Black community today because everybody is either an entertainer or a podcaster. Oh, maybe they're just a person that wants to get famous.
Shout out to the podcasters. Hey, listen, season 5, retired rapper turned podcast. The shirt's on the way. Don't worry about it. Johnny, what you retired? What photographer turned
retired
OnlyFans model?
Yeah. Hey.
At least you were honest this time. Damn.
It's not going so good anymore.
Exactly.
Hey, y'all gotta
you gotta support.
I was gonna say, hey, shout out to the Honey Pack.
Right. Listen,
like it's not going the way I thought it was.
Shout out to all the retired rappers turned entrepreneurs.
Royal Honey, I might need an endorsement. Come shout your boy out.
Like how your abs? Never mind.
You go with the fucking abs.
Of the Honey Pack, you can't stand the next day, huh?
Oh yeah, that's. I ain't going with you on that, Johnny. You got that. We might be talking about two different things. Now you off the Honey Pack too? Yeah, I don't know what that buzz hit for.
Most people do what their peers think they are great things that they're doing. In today's society, most people need to understand that they need to be an individual. Just be themselves.
Big fan.
If you fall too much into following the person, they can lead you down some dark paths. If you believe in the movement, then you should be able to critically think more. I don't know.
I agree.
I agree too.
Most people today think about themselves and how things they are doing are going to better them and maybe their children, but others will always consider the legacy. But to be honest, I don't understand FBA movement. What are the goals? What is the purpose? So I cannot comment on the leaders of that. I'm trying to learn more to understand.
I think somebody does actually answer some of that.
So yeah, we'll get there. When there are clear goals, purposes, etc., it is easier to get traction with the movement, or it just seems like a lot of complaining if there are no clear goals and outcomes it is working toward. Tara, are you Black? No, I am Spanish. That is why I clearly said I don't understand the FBA movement, but watch their podcast to learn about it. But any/every movement should have clear goals. This movement was going on before Tariq. He was just able to capitalize off the direction we started moving and give it a name.
Okay.
This was in response to Tara. Wasn't trying to press you. I just know bots like to infiltrate these kind of spaces.
Hey, TS, I respect that. I respect that.
Generational wealth always helps out. That's why it's so many white people that have money today because of that. Black people just care about the money they have until they go to the grave.
Truth.
Leaders of many groups make a ton of money off of the division and never solving the problem. So I'm hesitant to believe that they have good intentions.
Facts.
Black people need to focus on reparations and stop fighting over title/branding like FBA, ADOS, etc.
Or stop infighting with other people that have the very similar common goals. But yeah, keep running down.
Black people need to delineate first to fight for reparations.
Okay, and real quick, I'm gonna try and answer as best and as good faith as I possibly can. To Tar, what the FBA movement is, I think that there is, in my opinion, some people disagree and some people agree. I think that there's a clear split. It's almost like Black Lives Matter, the movement and the ideology. I think that with FBA, there is this lineage-based thing, which is not really like a movement. It's a concept of which it deals with ethnogenesis of Black people in America. And that's whether I think that there's a native narrative where like maybe Black people were aboriginal to America. But then there's the out of Africa where like slaves. But nonetheless, Black people who were here before 1865. When did slavery end? Always
1865.
All right, making sure I say the right. So if you was here prior to 1865 and you dealt with the hardships of what America was, you're pretty much FBA, and you like your journey within America is really individual and distinct. And for that, well, I mean, all right, so that is what FBA is, Foundational Black Americans. So like that is one, the bloodline, the lineage. So you hear people say lineage often. The second part to it is there is a movement in which there is a call for reparations for the ills that have been done to Black people over from slavery up until current day. And I think that there's maybe a march and there's a bunch of different things and actions. There's also a similar movement, ADOS, that they're also going for the similar things, American Descendants of Slavery. That's what that is called. But between those two, the movements of both of them is based around a call for action for reparations and a referendum for the things that have been done wrong to the quote unquote FBA lineage.
I got a question now. So now this is something I didn't research ADOS. So I've definitely did a good bit of looking into FBA, and I understand. But ADOS is something completely separate. What is the
ADOS
separation?
Well, they were a movement first, to my understanding.
So what is the difference?
Tariq don't fuck with that lady.
Oh, so it's a lady that's leading.
I forget her name. Carnett.
So, but hold on.
Something.
Hold on, but are they? They're both fighting for reparations.
It speaks to the same.
They are. All right. So this will be
ADOS. People who are ADOS and people who are F. That's the same
people.
Yeah, like,
and their only goal is reparations
wise,
on both sides.
A little bit. I think that there's the similarities are really, really, really close. I think one they have different leaders. Yvette Cardell, that's her name. Yvette Carnell, again, the front face of FBA is whatchamacallit, Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed was on to that whole thing for which he was ADOS for a second, and then he kind of like moved away. What I commonly hear from the sphere of the diaspora, I guess you would say, ADOS is fighting for reparations within like a lot more of a legislative lens of things.
Go ahead.
And I think the critique of FBA has been the fact that it ends up being a lot more like internet-based conversations, and they haven't actually started to do all the proper things to pass laws.
Yes, the new woke conversation from 2012. You remember like all those different Sinetta TV and all of that stuff?
Yeah, like
it's like that.
In essence, it's division amongst extremely small nuances and egos of personality.
Yeah. That's what obviously. That's what I'm sitting here thinking. Like, bro, it ain't no way you can really if you're only. And see, this is where we get caught up. See, you got to get caught up in following the person if you have that versus that. How do you not get? How is that not just the following the person thing? Because if the things that we believe are the same,
and maybe we'll have to do an FBA versus ADOS.
Yeah, because based on what
because
my
understanding is not like really big outside of because both of them also like be throwing like hell at all the diaspora and shit like that.
Africans,
but it's crazy how do you
harder, but you know what I mean.
My thing is, how do you expect to get to anywhere if you're going to even divide yourself within groups within your group?
Well,
that's fucking crazy.
To me, the issue is that you're dividing a hyper minority already.
Yeah,
like
you're dividing yourselves from the diaspora,
so
but then dividing yourselves from each other too. And
you're
it's like,
dividing
bro,
the already oppressed people into more.
Well, it becomes like a hyper minority because of it's blacks. But then if you look at census and the number that they say for blacks includes Africans.
Yeah, it includes. Yeah.
So then like you're really getting into like this smaller nuance of numbers, and then you're asking for this big thing without having like you're intentionally spiting all the people that look like you by like this toxic rhetoric, but then also aren't like putting as much energy from what I've seen. This is at least the FBA movement. I can't really speak towards the ADOS. I've seen a couple interviews on Mark Lamont Hill from the Yvette Carnell, but that's about it. But it's so much more energy put on like shitting on other black people that can't do shit for you, but not as much on like the power structure that you're saying is holding you down. Yeah. Whether you believe that,
and that's one of the things too. Like the it seems like. Yeah, I ain't
chat turning up though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's what I was about to say. We can go to the next. I'm just gonna start sharing these on the thing because we running on time. We can start going to the next ones. It's a ton of comments, bro.
Okay, Johnny. Make FBA about Democrats. Go ahead.
Well,
he said make it about Democrats.
Obama was not FBA.
Well, they hate that nigga.
So he was off code.
It probably.
Yeah.
But my question is, and before we get into it, we're gonna hit the chat. But my question is, are the Democrats getting desperate at this point? It's an election year.
And what are they getting desperate for?
Re-election.
They ain't trying to lose.
Okay.
They throwing all kind of crazy shit on that boy Trump. And meanwhile, that boy Joe been taking a nap since like January.
Shitting on himself.
I ain't seen.
Did he shit on himself?
Yes, he did.
Like I said, he taking. I ain't even gonna put that on him. He been taking a nap. That boy Sleepy Joe been sleep at the wheel, and the Democrats are super desperate because they and I ain't. Are the Democrats desperate? That's my question. I ain't even gonna answer it.
I don't know if they're desperate. It seemed to me they actually got a plan. It seemed a lot of this on purpose, but hey.
Well, you said you probably talking about like the migrant shit.
Oh yeah.
I looked up the thing that you put inside the chat. The Project 2025. And what was the other thing?
That's what spurred
Agenda 2030.
Yeah. To me, it seems like there's way more intentionality on the Republican side when it comes down to planning and making sure that they get who they want in, and then like an actual like rubric of we're going to get these people in, do this and X, Y, Z. That's what I got from me.
It's plots on all ends, but it's plots on all ends. But I think this stuff works. It's kind of obvious that there's another
Democrats
organization.
Polka dots on it.
It's kind of obvious there's another organization, kind of like a puppet hand controlling the strings on all of this. To me,
you talking about controlling the Democrats
and the Republicans on both
Okay.
sides. I think.
All right, so you're going into like a further
Yeah, I wasn't trying
conspiracy
to
of
get there,
like,
but yeah, I think.
But
he think it's the World Health.
But are the Democrats getting like? Is this the fact that they're
Tell them
pushing?
so.
The fact that they're pushing like this project 2025.
Democrats aren't
that's
pushing
the
it, the
Republicans.
Well, I'm saying Democrats. I have seen Democrats posted the last 2 days,
What?
like trying to fearmonger and be like, "This is the craziest shit," and if y'all don't go vote for Joe Biden,
What is the craziest?
Oh yeah. Oh, the Project 25 thing. Oh yeah. I get
Yeah,
you. I
but
get what you're
people
saying.
are.
Oh, you're saying the fearmonger.
amongst
Oh, yeah.
Democrats because they're trying to act like this Project 2025 thing is going to happen, even though Trump hasn't endorsed it. It's not from Trump. It's some random motherfucker who has written this shit. But Democrats are acting like if I don't vote for Joe Biden, then Project 2025 is going to be my reality. And that's what make me ask, are they being desperate? Because that Project 2025 shit is some bullshit. I actually got a meme. It's from Amber Rose, and she talks about that shit. She talks about how the Democrats are it's propaganda. They desperate as fuck right now. And the fact that they trying to push this shit, like if you don't vote for Joe Biden, Donald Trump gonna get elected, and this is gonna be your reality, even though he hasn't endorsed it, he didn't write it. It has nothing to do with him.
A lot of
Are
it was
they
about
desperate?
sending immigrants back. Like that's what a lot.
Fuck it, send them back. I don't give a fuck.
That's what I'm saying. That's what a lot of
a
Project
black
25 was
motherfucker. How they gonna hurt
Oh my
me?
bad. All right, so
how
Project.
how did that hurt me?
But
send them back.
I had to make sure that I understood which one I was talking about. Project 25 is also like a conglomerate of the different PACs from the Republicans that are coming together to agree on very specific things. Like these are like power donors.
Is it a conglomerate or is it just one dude named Peter Dans?
So from what I seen when I was looking it up,
that's all. Now
I didn't see the word Peter Dans as much as I seen
the dude's name. There's a book called Project 2025.
All right, so maybe we're talking about two different things. I know that the movement of like the whole Project 2025 is not just one billionaire. It's like a bunch of different PACs, like Republican PACs that are agreeing towards putting specific money behind passing and making sure certain things get done.
And the things that they're passing to get done, are we certain that that's going to hurt black people?
What are those things? What is it?
So one of it has something to do with like pro-choice, pro-life.
Okay.
One of it, a lot of it has to do with the immigration. A lot of it has to do with like funding of certain programs within. Like, and that's the only one that I was kind of a little sketchy of. But a lot of the other shit, I'm like, fuck it, they ain't hurting black people. It's like,
hey,
it's not hurting. Like,
all right, all right. So
I'm talking about just in the context kind of like of black
give
people.
it like a quick refresher. So, a piece of this, it goes into like if you're familiar with like Vivek Ramaswamy and like the concept of the deep state. So if you're cool with like the whole like deep state shit or not, but or are y'all familiar with like the basic blanket term,
like basically like establishment, the people who've been there.
Well, it's the people that don't have to leave. The 3-letter organizations, and they have like ultimate tenure over time, and these are the people that end up being impactful for extended periods of time and making sure that things get passed and done. Because these are people that's going to be there not just 4 or 8 years; they're going to be there for forever. And what it is that a big part of
indefinite tenure.
Yeah, a big part of Project 25 is making sure that the deep state is eliminated, in which there becomes like a certain amount of term in which you have to get in and get out. I can't remember exactly what that thing is.
Right.
So like that's one of the things. There's another part where
Trump hasn't endorsed this either.
There's also a point
give him a second. He's telling us what in the thing. For those who don't know, he's giving us more information on
Trump
what it
hasn't
is.
endorsed.
You said that already, bro. I got you. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, this is the part that Trump. This is what scares Democrats when it comes down to it. There is a part where there is a push to give, I guess, more unilateral control to the president,
right.
In which it would allow be able to supersede a little bit of the balance of powers and shit like that.
Yeah. And it's specifically in the what's it called? Executive branch where he can override Congress on certain shit when it comes to funding.
Yeah,
is what
and so like when you put in the idea of like eliminating the deep state and then giving whoever the next president or
president.
Not even necessarily the next, it's the Republican president more power than they've ever been able to have. That ends up now being where the fear mongering and the realistic conversation ends up being, and not just like Peter Robinson or whatever the fuck you said.
Damn.
Okay, now that makes sense.
Okay, so that's what it is. And
the question,
are Democrats desperate?
The thing is, the Democrats have obviously been desperate. They were desperate last time with the dashikis and all shit. They've been desperate for a minute,
Bro,
but they won.
Question that last election. I'm gonna tell you the truth because
they won. They won.
Okay.
So with this election,
yeah, but see, this one they were. What I believe is that they was hoping that it ain't really. What we're realizing is that like there's no end to Trump. Like you no matter what, we had the January 6th, then we had the just him being convicted of these 34 counts. Then he had, you know what I mean? So like, but the people that were gonna vote for him prior to any of that shit happening is still gonna vote for him.
But then there's more black people that are gonna vote for him versus last time. So it's not just that. He's also done a good job of getting the black vote compared to Biden.
And I'm gonna tell you doing a good job of cutting folk off right now.
Go ahead, continue.
You just took my thunder just now. I was going to rock.
This is my favorite thing with Jetty.
He's about
continue.
Yeah. But you threw out. So let's go over a couple comments. Go over a couple comments, Tony. He done throw me off.
I feel it. That train of thought be different, boy. Like one of my favorite parts about the podcast and just being around more people, there was a point in time I thought, like, damn, I'll be losing my train of thought and I can't get it back. It's something wrong with me. And then I just be around enough niggas and they have enough conversations. You be like, oh, everybody get like, yeah, that's everybody. All right, I ain't going fucking crazy. I ain't got dementia. Tone.
Asians delineated in New York because they wanted resources to be allocated to specific Asian groups. So, if I vote, I'm writing in Jesus don't rock with y'all on the ballot because Democrats got me bent. How is this administration benefiting you? Everyone was better off in 2019. Democrats are replacing.
Hold on, wait. Does anybody want to answer that?
We gonna have to get there too.
How is this administration benefiting me? Man, see, this is the thing. Like I look at it as, see, a lot of people just be getting a little too I ain't gonna say too emotional. What I'll say is that they start to like blame certain things on people when a lot of this stuff is there's a cause for everything that happens.
Oh, that's a big fact. You better go to a good point.
So that right there, when you about to go to a good point.
I was saying I was trying to throw like the alley-oop like a nigga to slam it.
Yeah. So like I think that we get to, and then it's like if you notice, politics has also gotten so much entertainment type of. It's got an entertainment value to it too now. That it's like, and then we also everybody wants to be in these boxes and boxes against each other. It's become a thing where. I think that we probably need to start to stop developing opinions so early. Stop developing opinions so early and chill, bro. You don't have to. There's not a group of people that you need to belong to. We need to understand that, like, and I'm not talking about like as far as black and white. I'm talking about as far as the Democrat, Republican
Americans. We should delineate.
I honestly let's not get into this. Let's not even. I'm not going into that. Right? We can have an NBA conversation another time with the Trump hands.
No, those are Johnny hands now. Do FBA need to delineate.
All right, but yeah, I think that we, like I said, our social climate, not social climate, but our climate right now. I think a lot of with this the inflation, all of this, bro. You can't blame one person for this shit. Mm-hmm. There's not a single president within the last what? Because hold on, because Trump gave them out, Biden gave them out the stimulus packages.
Oh yeah,
they both did that. Then we had Obama gave one that was through taxes What was that called?
Oh, when he gave like the $200
Cash
to
for
niggas.
No, it was more than that. It was like it was some. I said it again.
No, I
He gave cash for
I
clunkers.
think it was
Obama
6.
did a lot. Like as far as
You
like
talking about the Obama phone?
No. No, I'm talking about when you filed your taxes. There was a tax benefit that everybody got.
talking about affordable health care.
Nigga, that's not taxes based.
It was based.
You
on
just
tax. You had to file
when you filed your taxes. There was a, and I remember I was young and I
you
ended
had
up
to
getting.
file the ACA
It was
shit.
man, okay, never mind, bro. But there was a benefit that Obama gave too during his presidency. I don't think that we've seen, and then bro, it's always look at it. Then you look at the interest rates, how long the interest rates have been so low. There's a big reason. There's a lot of different reasons as to why we are in the financial situation we're in. And you can Trump is Biden's the reason. That ain't the clear.
But
that
some
ain't
might
the
say
answer.
also that right now it's starting to recorrect, and the next president is probably going to be whoever it
the
is.
benefactor of
the same way. I don't know. Like the reality is that the first 2 to 3 years of the first presidency, unless you go in there for 8 years, then like you able to really see what your policies was doing. But the first 2 to 3 years, you're really just kind of like
fixing shit.
You're fixing shit, but what's happening is the result of
what happened to
the
they
past
actually say the first term is pretty much.
that's
the first term is pretty much.
I was trying to give him 1 year, but like
Yeah,
maybe you know what I mean.
Maybe.
But like if you don't go two terms, then a lot of the shit isn't yours.
You ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
Well, no, I wanted to follow up my question with a second question based on like.
I'm just learning that, like how I like how it's a thing that you do. Like you don't do like talk like this.
Well, now
they do this.
Into it. Now I'm leading into it.
I like it.
Yeah, we Big Mac being bull. But not like my second question was dealing with like we know like we talked about like the two different parties, but it's like if it comes down to specifics and what's best for us as Black people, would it be continuing down the road that the Democrats have us, or is that road worse than the possibility of what like Project 2025 has in store? And it's like, and that's my thing. It's like we act like what the Democrats have to offer is going to be so much better or be like so much brighter for our future.
Well, to me, it sounds like to me the 2020. First off, it don't sound like anybody in here is well read enough to really answer your question. And we don't have enough information on it to say like, because you do understand that like obviously if they're saying okay, we're going to give the president more power, then we're going to implement more. We're going to implement time frames. So, and I've always been a
$22 million.
I don't care about how much money they raise.
All right, so you talking about Trump or
the movement?
So what I'm saying,
2025.
Hold on. The point that I'm making is that
not a whole lot of money compared to.
The point that I'm making is before we endorse something that's seemingly going to be changing make such drastic changes, we might want to know a lot more about what the fuck they actually gonna do.
And I'm not talking about endorsing. I'm saying which one do you think?
Oh, you trying to endorse
it? I'm not trying. That's what I'm saying.
Like it.
I'm not trying. I'm saying like if we had to pick and choose what's better, it's like we've already seen the road Democrats have had us on, and it's like how do we like what about this road scares us?
Project 25, like come on, like what's the word that they always throw out there? I can't think of it right now. Where it's like one person, not even a dictatorship.
You talking about the consolidation of power?
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably the scariest thing.
That's very scary.
I forget the name of it. It's a term that they always say that we're in, but we're not.
Especially if you're gonna talk about getting Trump and doing this at the same damn time. Can let me get bro?
Or we can get another 4 years of or we could get another. Or we could get another. No, time about. Or we could get another 4 years of Biden, which we know hasn't done nothing, and we know his track record when it comes down to Black people.
And it's like a second to kind of let me learn more. I need to learn everything there is to learn.
High fire also. I do know that devil that I'm used to.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I understand that. Like I know the old Trump devil, but if you talking about like a new like
exactly
like if I don't know how I feel if Trump goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah, you talking about this man got fuel cell batteries.
But,
Now, if
okay,
he get
so
that,
so
he
I'm
went
saying
from
like,
But, hey, Johnny,
black people in America have been slaves, and we worried about like a
all
dictator.
right, bro, you ain't
Like,
got to go all the way back to
explain.
slavery, bro.
all right, but no, like
Like fuck a
Bro, hold
dictator.
on.
you're doing the bad thing. So you said we were slaves, so we're not worried about dictators.
Fuck a
Hey,
dictator.
So wait, all right,
like
so-
especially if the
so Johnny,
dictator
hold
can
on.
control white people.
So
But
Johnny,
what is
help-
the difference in
But
like,
help me
because
understand this
now
really
it's white
quickly.
people that got the dictator too, and they ain't going.
So Johnny, help me understand this. I don't think that any
All right,
black
man.
people within the past 160 years even like they were slaves. Let me take that back. I just learned that Native Americans had slaves too, and they had them motherfuckers up until like 1960 or something
But
like
some
that.
of the slaves were also Native Americans.
Listen, I don't know. We're gonna unpack that on this coming.
We really need to
this
go over
coming
the
Wednesday.
history of slavery.
This
It's kind of
coming
a-
Wednesday. I think that ends up being a fire conversation.
Tyra wanted to make sure we don't be late though.
Yeah, we can't be late.
that was
But,
Tara, that was Tone's fault.
But
she was picking at us.
God damn it, you cut me off again, Johnny, and I'm gonna be like real and say, stop cutting niggas off. But nah, I can't. I just don't remember where I was at.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. It's a lot to kind of digest when you're talking about making such big changes. Like you said, we already know what they've been doing. But if you're talking about going into another Trump presidency, but then adding another battery in his back.
Yeah,
and then
I wanted to kind of shit on like a point that Johnny was making, where he said,
this nigga off, bro. Turn his mic off.
Well, one, he was saying like, why do we have to worry about a dictator? Because we were slaves.
Crazy.
Where one, the current black person in America are living in first world privilege.
Facts.
That's my point.
How is that your point?
No, my point is that like a dictator's rule can definitely affect us way worse than like our great grandparents being slaves, because of we are so far away from getting whipped by a slave master that like that's some of like the bull. I think that there's infantilization in which sometimes niggas be. Let me finish this point. Sometimes niggas be like, well, like that's what our ancestors did, but not us. Whether it's the slavery or civil rights movement and all that shit. Do you know how hard it has to actually in real life be to not fight back and walk through, like whether it's the hoes and dogs chains and shit like that, or even if you want to be a Black Panther and like have to deal with like getting your shit shot up and actually really, most people wouldn't do either one of those shits. And I think that it's really easy when you look back at history and we can just ascribe a lot of shit to like the shit that's on the internet where the town hall happens at, and we're really, really safe to be like, how bad is the dictator in comparison to what slavery or Jim Crow or any of the real shit was? Like, I don't think most niggas today that work from home.
Can I make
from home?
Can I make my point? Can I finish my point? Can I finish my point?
I'm a soft hand nigga. I work from home. I don't be changing tires. But the reality is that, well, I don't be changing tires. I can change a tire. But the reality still is the fact that most niggas ain't been through shit to pretend like our past generations that had to really live through real struggle was just some bitches, or they were just some niggas that did
I
whatever.
did not say that. I ain't say
We
nothing.
ain't built nowhere close to where they
But
was
I'm
built.
saying though. But like slavery only happened to black people. If in this new generation, if we get a dictator, that's going to be all of us together. And I'd much rather all of us go through something.
But why not just not have a
black
dictator?
people?
Yeah, exactly.
Than just
That's
black
not
people
the
go
answer.
through something.
But why
by
not just not
ourselves?
have a dictator?
But why not have a
So
dictator?
you're telling me the chances of having a dictator and all of this is better than what we already have right now? Niggas had a chicken wing shortage, man.
And niggas, you gotta do this.
We ain't really had to.
Fuck that. I put my shit in.
And all right, so Johnny, I think that this ends up being like a good branch off of your question. I think that the left is in peril, and that there is what was the word you used?
Desperate.
Are they desperate? And I think yes. I think they're desperate, but because of a different reason. And I think that they're splitting their conglomerate, and they're splitting them on the hairs of these two things. I think that there's the LGBTQ side, and then there's like a social oppression side. And they're trying to identify across the board amongst both of those two. but I think that they're so separate. And like when you try to identify with both,
With
you end up
everybody.
you end up leaving a big portion. Where I think on the right, from like the far right to the close right, there's not an explicit dividing factor in which is drawn in the sands in which a lot of people will leave because you believe this.
Mm-hmm.
I think from my research, pro-life and pro-choice is going to be one of those things.
Right, the right is pro-life.
There's a lot of women that like want to vote for Trump but are pro-life. I've seen it.
Amber Rose said that she's gonna vote for him and she's pro-life.
I've seen it. Somebody else say.
Oh my bad. No, she's pro-choice.
Somebody
She's
else,
pro-choice. That's what I meant.
Like somebody else said like the exact same thing. But that was my question. Like you say, we'll be here Wednesday, 9:30 to 10 o'clock ish for Tara G. We'll be there somewhere.
Well, not it. Yeah, 10 o'clock. It falls typically between there.
That's a work night. Like y'all give us some grace. That's a work night. A lot of us got a lot going on. We try to
sometimes Johnny got to get the vibrators out the warehouse.
No, I don't have them at the warehouse.
And then bring them to the box truck and then ship them off.
Hey, the pack is in the mail.
Yeah.
The pack in the mail, I'm gone. Like the baby say.
Yeah.
But we appreciate y'all for tapping in.
But we get out. This is only like a 2-minute conversation. NBA Finals. Who y'all got winning?
Oh, give me the Celtics.
And how many?
Celtics in 5.
Okay.
I had the Celtics at the beginning of the seasons. I had the Celtics before the playoffs.
Hey, hold on. You see that? Said Johnny is a good dude, but he said Johnny is a good dude, but he's a dude that was pampered. What is it?
He grew up. Okay, Johnny is a good dude, but he's a dude that was pampered. He grew up among a cushion home, and he does not see things the way other people see it because he never went through it. Johnny not hood.
Stop.
It's all right, bro. We love you anyway, bro. We love you anyway, bro. Unc say he can see it's written all over you, bro. He ain't even know that, but he can see it, bro.
Hey, damn right I ain't hood, Unc.
Johnny a snitch. Tell him.
That ain't no.
Tell him, Johnny.
Hey, Unc. Being hood ain't a badge of honor. Like I'm just as black as matter of fact, I'm the blackest motherfucker in this room.
No, you the darkest skin.
The blackest. I'm the blackest motherfucker in this room.
I think you got some Caribbean in you.
No, I'm totally. I'm totally FBA. Also,
we might have to delineate away from this.
I'm totally. No, y'all boys will get the FBA.
That nigga look Honduras.
I'm FBA.
I just seen Honduras.
Before we let Johnny in, he gonna have to get his ancestry. We gonna need your ancestry, bro.
You look like FBA niggas. You look Honduras.
I ain't giving them white folks my DNA. Fuck that. Fuck that. They ain't thinking about
that's
shit.
what everybody would say too. Huh?
Yeah, but like
that's what I would say if I was in your shoes too.
If I was Honduras,
I'm South Carolina, low country nigga. Like I'm the blackest nigga in here. Don't let them fuck with you. And I'm not hood. Like
I don't know too many low country South Carolina niggas that's not Geechee Gullah.
The
Honduras.
I know a little bit of that.
Honduras.
The hood ain't a badge of honor neither. Like we don't want none of our kids to be hood neither. So like, I'm like that. But have I been in the hood? I been in the
Johnny
hood?
feels attacked. Johnny's attacked. You feel attacked, Johnny?
Y'all put that up there for a reason.
You were just wrapping up the show, bro.
Y'all put that up there for a reason. Hey, shout out Lady Terry, Southland, Rock Hill. But this was the To Be Fair show. I am your host, Johnny P.
Oh, yeah, real.
It's Q.
And we out for y'all roll. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Please do that. Follow us on all platforms at the To Be Fair Show. That's Instagram, Facebook, TikToks, and Threads.
Hey, the chat's still going too. Tar's still getting up.
Yeah, it is. They trying to come at Tar.
They've
been coming at it for like
Hey, Tar, she be holding her own.
She do though. She do.
He ain't better shoot a shot.
And she ain't no dummy. Like I appreciate. She ain't. You know what I mean? I appreciate Tar pulling up. And everybody else in the comments too. We love y'all, man.
Hey, we appreciate the comments.
Hey, next week we're gonna get back to the live call-in section too. We have.
Oh yeah. We gotta do that next week.
Appreciate y'all. Love y'all.
We out.
We out.